Live. Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Blizzard Comedy's broadcast Avalanche, the topical game show for communists, leftist shitposters, and adult human chickens. I am your host, Johnny Collins, and I have long black hair matching the color of my soul, green eyes matching the color of my political allegiances, and pale ass skin matching the color of my skin. For the sake of accessibility for the visually impaired, I'm looking hot today. I'm wearing orange eyeshadow, mascara, and my spooky bat dress because it is Halloween. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is I'm looking so attractive that I put the on in non-binary because you could all be turned on right now. I'm very hot. In the news this month, prog band Genesis have cancelled UK tour shows after a COVID breakout in the band. Finally, some good COVID news. DC Comics have revealed the latest Superman is bisexual in a recent issue. Not sure why anyone's surprised, really. No spate person dresses in spandex with underpants on the outside and calls themselves Superman if they've not got at least one dick in them at all times. Tory MP has said that people using the term white privilege should be reported to the Home Office as extremists. I agree, Jonathan. Let's go back to calling it honky bullshit. In other news, William Shatner has blasted into space with massive celebration from the Star Trek community, which abruptly ended when they realized he was planning on coming back. A Texas governor has banned mandatory vaccination in the state of Texas because that's the last thing Texas wants, is to have their innate human rights and freedoms legislated away by an oppressive dictator. Unless you're a woman, in which case, if you don't give birth unwillingly, at least twice a year, you're getting the chair. Scotland Yard have suggested that women should wave down a bus to escape the person they believe to be impersonating a police officer and putting them in danger after the wake of the tragic abuse and murder of Sarah Everard. Other advice for women from the police include using their jetpacks they carry around with them at all times to escape, calling the cops on the cops, or jumping into the nearest canoe to escape illegitimate arrest. Thank you so much, mate. You're doing such a good job. David Lee Roth, formerly of Van Halen, has announced his retirement by January 2022. Tickets for his surprise comeback tour in September 2022 are on sale now. Despite protests, Boris Johnson has ruled out making misogyny a hate crime because, in his words, how can we hate a crime that I love doing so much? For clarity, those weren't his actual words, but you don't know that. A protester at the Tory party conference in Manchester held up a sign calling the Home Secretary Priti Patel a fascist. Worried that some people might think she was a fascist, police quickly bundled the protester into a van, which is definitely the least fascist way of handling that situation. Good job, Greater Manchester Police. Andrew Lloyd Webber has said in an interview that he hated the film adaptation of Cats so much that he bought a dog, which is a funny quote, and also added pressure for all of our guests tonight, as if you're not funny, I will be voting Tory. Brewery Brewdog are in trouble due to misleading advertising, claiming that customers could win solid gold beer cans that were actually just gold plated. Worse than that, the cans had Brewdog beer in them. In that check. And finally, Piers Morgan is hiring for his new TV show, but has stressed that he doesn't want annoying woke snowflakes to apply. Don't worry, Piers. I don't think that's much of a risk with a show that you're running. And anyway, they're all here tonight. So please welcome our annoying woke snowflake team captains, beloved team captain KHALID Winter, and also a team captain, Tom B. Hello, yes, and hello. I've lost the play. Who's on? I forgot. And on KHALID's team, we are joined by Richard Stott and the second fastest speedrunner of a day in the life on the ZX Spectrum, Laura MONMOTH.
You shit.
I couldn't actually verify, but I just knew you weren't first, so you're welcome. And on Tom's team, we are joined by award-winning and also musical comedian Eddie Hurst, and Sheffield's fourth best transgender comedian and first most available, ALLIE MACKINTOSH. Hello, so thank you all for coming on the show. Tom, it has been a while. How are you doing?
I'm all right. It's I'm just adjusting to life, being unemployed with a bad knee, really. So, fun.
So, basically the same as has been for the past few months, really.
Yeah, same as that's been for the past few months.
But just a different stage of unemployment.
Yeah, it's just the longer it goes on, the sadder it gets. And you're just like, I'm going to do a blizzard and get some serotonin.
through one blizzard. Fantastic. And so, for the benefit of any visually impaired audience may have tonight, can you just briefly describe your appearance so everyone knows? Everyone can match a voice to a face.
I've got a lovely pale face, a beard that needs a bit of a trim, like blonde hair. Like, imagine Kurt Cobain if, like, he decided to become a children's TV presenter. Like that. That's me.
Fucking brilliant. So Tom, for those of you who don't know, which will be none of you because we have exactly the same audiences, is also has a sister show of us, Social Distance Warriors, and you also have some live gigs coming up as well. So do you want to tell us about some of them?
Yes, live gigs. On the 15th of December, it is both the Christmas season and my beloved double act partner, Andrew Marsh's birthday. So we're doing a special Valhalla of Decadence at Wharf Chambers, which is a little alt comedy night. Lineup's not fully confirmed yet, so if any comedians are watching and can drive from Manchester, do get in touch. But we have definitely got Dan Nicholas headlining and Katie Mitchell opening with Freddie Hayes in the middle doing a special Virgin Mary puppet act. So
that sounds amazing.
I'm really excited for it. And
what's the date and location, Tom?
That is the 15th of December at Wharf Chambers, and we have the poster as well, which I haven't put on any social media yet. So I think I sent it, Sam.
Let's find out. Have we got it?
I don't.
Oh no! Yeah,
I put it in the messenger.
Yeah, it was put in the messenger, but then we also chat shit about other things. So I'm assuming.
It's dead good. I'll tweet it later. There you go. Don't unfollow No Money the Band on Twitter. That's
Yeah, get it for the break. Cool. And you can follow Tom. I've forgotten how abbreviations work. No Money in the Bank. Yep. So you can follow Tom's socials as well as No Money in the Bank, and also find tickets for the lead show in the Twitch chat. Thank you very much for coming on the show, Tom. And also joined by KHALID Winter. KHALID, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Yeah, I'm doing all right. I've been on antibiotics all week, so this is my first beer since 8 days ago. But this, as far as my standards go, that's quite impressive, I feel.
It's a brew dog as well. After you've just been.
It is, yeah, absolutely. I wanted to make sure Brewdog knew that I wasn't.
You're available for sponsorship.
Yeah, I am available for sponsorships, and I'm just slagging them off as a company, not their beer. So just for, can you give us a quick visual description of yourself for any visually impaired people?
I've got a shaved head. I'm wearing big, dark glasses, like someone in the geek in a Vietnam War film. I'm mixed race. I'm a brown man, a little bit of a beard. Big lips. Don't know what else. Is that good enough?
Fantastic. Yeah. I think that's good enough. Wonderful. So you've been keeping yourself really busy over the past few months. Your podcast is still going on. Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, Excavate. So I'm an archaeologist as well as a comedian. So Excavate it's not a comedy podcast. It's a history podcast, and they're basically 3 or 4 part audio documentaries almost on different periods of history. So from the Black Death, Islamic Golden Age, Viking Age, China, lots of different stuff. So check that out.
Absolutely. The links are in the Twitch chat if you want to go check that out. Thank you very much for coming on the show, KHALID. And we also joined for the first time in about a year, I think. We've got Eddie Hurst back. Eddie, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm great, thank you. Very good.
Good. Yeah, I think you must. I think it was last August. I remember you playing Gavin Williamson. So whenever that happened,
I remember that.
That was the last time you did the show. So it's been a while. So it's fantastic to have you here. So just for the sake of the visually impaired, could you give us a quick visual description of yourself?
No problem. Yeah, I look like a Wes Anderson character that got cut for being a bit too wacky. Look what have he got on his shelves? Bit of fun. You can see in the background, I've got paraphernalia that a man that's about to push into 30 should not be so proud of having in a broadcast, but here we go. That's me. That's mine. I've got an autumnal shirt on. I asked Johnny. We did a little pre-meet, and I said, "Are we going to dress up for Halloween?" And the answer was, "You can if you want." And let me tell you, I'm glad I did not.
I'd have dressed up.
Too late, Tom. Too little, too late, mate. I had to send back my costume.
I'm so sorry that you prepared all this.
My Homer Devil costume had to get sent right back.
Oh no, that's fine. You can do next month and just have like a late bonfire night Halloween costume. So you've also been keeping very busy. So Eddie, for anyone who doesn't know, has his own podcast, and he also got another exciting project in the works. So do you want to tell us about some of that?
Yeah, sure. So I have a podcast where I read the War of the Worlds book chapter by chapter, and I do a song each time and a deep dive, and there's jokes during the reading. It's like Mystery Science Theater 3000, but when you're reading a book. That sounds...
What a pitch!
So, give that a go. That's Eddie Hurst's podcast version of the War of the Worlds. We're on the final stretch. We're on the last few chapters now. And let me tell you, he's taken some twists very early in the narrative. I don't want to ruin too much, but he's really let the cat out of the bag, and there is still a lot of bag to get through.
Fantastic.
And also I do cultural comedy tours, which is where we invite stand-up comedians to be tour guides around museums across the country. And the next one is on Thursday with Hannah Platt and Fox Dog Studios. So if you fancy coming, come along to Salford Museum and Art Gallery and watch it.
Absolutely do that. I may go along myself actually because I work at the Uni of Salford. I've never been to the Salford Museum and Art Gallery. I used to go to uni there, and now I work there. And I've only been in the building once when I needed a wee, and it was the nearest building. So this is an excuse to actually experience what else got to offer. So the ticket link for that is in the Twitch chat if you are in Salford or Manchester. If you're not, might be a bit late notice to get up for that. But if you fancy a first day holiday, you can do that. Thank you very much for coming on the show, Eddie. Who else we've got? We've also got ALLIE MACKINTOSH, first time on the show. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you.
Good. I'm very excited to work for you finally. I remember I don't remember if we had you booked in before lockdown, but I definitely remember reaching out to you because one of our I want to say staff members, but we don't pay anyone. So one of my mates who works on the door for our live shows saw you at XS Malarkey and thought you'd be great for us. So very excited to finally work with you. So yeah, how have gigs been going? So have you been back doing live shows yet, or taking it easy?
Done a little bit. I've mostly been busy because I've just started teacher training, so that has thoroughly blended well with late evenings performing comedy.
No, it doesn't. No, yeah, that's.
But been making it work.
Tom could vouch for that. Yeah.
Last gig I had to do, I was on first, and then there was a break after, so I went in, did my set, and then immediately left. Just dropped the mic, got my train home.
Didn't even give it back to the MC. Just threw it.
No. Straight out the door.
Barge past everyone. Fantastic. So just for the sake of any visually impaired people we have watching tonight, do you want to give a quick description of your appearance?
Yeah, so I am currently breaking multiple of my school's uniform guidelines because I've got shoulder length hair that is not currently tied back. But if it was tied back, you'd be able to see that I have the side of my head is shaved, which is also not allowed. So fun to find that out a week before I had to go to the school. I'm also, like most of the students at the school, white. Other than that, I don't know, got big eyebrows, I guess.
Wonderful stuff. Yeah, and that's a good picture. So I have not put your socials in the chat. I'm going to do that now. So you can follow ALLIE on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I don't know how much you use all of them, but you are on them. So if you want to follow her, go do that, and you should because she's really funny. Thank you very much for coming on the show. We've also got Richard Stott, another first timer on the show. How you doing?
I'm okay, thank you. The codeine's kicking in. I've got a bit of wisdom tooth pain, but
fantastic.
We're ready to get through it now.
Amazing.
It might get a bit weird.
I am very excited. Are you also drinking on the codeine?
No.
Yeah,
I can't drink. I can't drink at all. They gave me the antibiotics. That's like you will projectile vomit if you drink a drop. Stuff. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, we don't want that. So could you give us a quick description of your appearance for the visually impaired?
Of course. I'm wearing clothes that are too young for me, really. I'm actually wearing the clothes that I wore 2 days ago. They haven't been washed. I'm wearing a backwards snapback cap. I'm 33. This shouldn't really be happening. I've also got a gold chain on. I have my nose pierced, and I've got an earring. This all happened in the last 2 years. This is a midlife crisis. And I am midlife. The way I am. This is it. I've got a full beard, quite bushy eyebrows. So you can't see my eyes because I'm not that well lit, but green eyes. And white.
Like the default creator skater in Tony Hawk.
And I nearly bought a skateboard this summer. And I afforded it.
Oh, amazing. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing your skateboarding endeavors when you eventually cave and do that. So you have actually got a stand-up show on Next Up Comedy. I've just put the link in the chat. You want to tell us a bit about that?
I do, yeah. So it was actually filmed about a year ago today, and it came out in April. We managed to film it in that cute little break between the lockdowns. And it's my debut hour that I took to Edinburgh in 2019. We managed to film it with Next Up Comedy at the Greenwich Theatre. It's really, really lovely setting. Show's okay as well. We only managed to get 20 people in because of social distancing, but I think it went as well as I wanted it to. The show is kind of detailing a lot of things that I've been working through with my life, a little bit of mental health, but a lot about a disability that I've got. Talk about a lot of disability in my stand-up, and I'm only mentioning this because it happened the other day at a gig. Can't make this up. A comedian told me that he thought me using my disability in comedy was a crutch.
Oh, brilliant.
And I said, fair enough, mate, but all you did was talk about Liverpool, so...
Is he the one that's allegedly been cancelled for liking Dave Chappelle? No, not...
Different one. I'm sure he'd say...
Yeah, that could be so many comedians.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, it wasn't a famous one. It wasn't anybody... Nobody knew him. And he wasn't a bad person. He was just misguided, and he didn't realise he'd made a pun.
Yeah, just pretty bad as far as comedians go. I don't know that I can judge and do that all the time. Wonderful, thank you for coming on the show. The links are in the Twitch chat. And last but not least, we've got Laura Monmouth. Laura, how are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you very much.
Yeah, I see you brought a friend along with you.
Yeah,
well.
I brought my first of many mascots, if that's okay. I have brought a Noel. I have become quite fixated with Noel Edmonds over the course of the past 6 months. Since I was last on the show, I was in my 30s and in my 40s. I've realised that I don't really have a father figure, and Noel took that place.
Fantastic. Well, if there's going to be several mascots through the show, we're going to need to get image descriptions for every one of them, so that's going to be fun. If you want to just give us a...
Unless they're all Noel Edmonds. Who knows?
Oh, fair point. But if he's differently dressed, we need to update that. So yeah, can you give us a quick description of your appearance for any visually impaired or anyone who's just listening to this and doesn't want to look at our faces? We're just going to make them absorb what we look like as well.
So currently wearing a very, very bleach-covered dress. I have long, would you call this mousy hair? I don't know if this is mousy anymore. I think it's, it just looks filthy. Glasses, minimum makeup, bright red lipstick. Also, I have several filters on, and also a hat. Noel Edmonds is wearing a splendid blue suit. Very, very dyed beard, because Noel Edmonds, spoiler, does not have that natural hair colour.
What?
Huge and true.
Very true.
How old is that picture of him? Because he looks remarkably young there.
Have you not noticed that Noel Edmonds hasn't aged since Deal or No Deal at least came onto on back in 2005?
He looks younger than he did in Deal or No Deal.
Oh, but yeah, you've got to remember that Noel Edmonds is a vampire who feeds on the hopes and aspirations of the working class peasants. So.
More like Deal or No Deal with a portrait of himself he keeps in the attic that ages, but he stays same age. Hello?
My favourite thing about Noel Edmonds is back in the 90s, he opened Mr. Blobbyland.
Yes.
I really thought it was going to be. It's quoted of saying it's going to be the UK's Disneyland, and it's now completely derelict. It still exists. It's all still there. You know?
He's our Walt Disney. He's our Walt Disney.
He's our Walt Disney.
He's all we deserve.
Oh, he's going to have his own streaming service soon. They're just all Edmund's content. We've Gray the Earthling has said his hair is naturally pink with yellow polka dots. I mean, I've never seen his natural hair color, so I could believe that.
Yeah, no, he's Mr. Blobby's dad.
Oh yeah, of course, that makes sense. Yeah, I didn't even realize that was. Yeah, that was me shitting on another comedian for not realizing they'd made a pun earlier, and that was me just literally not realizing this was a joke and just realizing it was a joke, but not realizing why it was a joke.
You can't have me on a show and not notice the Mr. Blobby thing. It's a six.
You are our resident Mr. Blobby reference noticer. Wonderful. Val, I've not put Laura's socials in the chat, so I'm going to do that now. So you. Laura does a lot of streaming on Twitch and also has some live stuff coming up. If you want to tell us about that.
Yeah, follow me, Twitch.tv, Angel Interceptor. Like you mentioned a day in the life. You mentioned a day in the life. The fact that I'm only second in that. Like I'm a world record holder in DuckTales. I'll have you, Johnny. I'm a world record holder in fucking DuckTales.
Sorry, it's not only second. Second is still very fucking.
Not when there's only 3 people that have ever run the game.
I mean, okay, but
like in the history of speedrunning, only 3 people have ever attempted it, and I'm second. That's not good enough.
I couldn't actually find the leaderboard when I was researching.
And I've got a show, my first proper full show in 18 months, which has been marketed as the best of Laura Monmouth, as opposed to its full title, which is the audacity to call your show the best of when your name is Laura Monmouth. But hey, it's listed everywhere as the best of Laura Monmouth, and I'm having to run with the fact that I look really fucking egotistical by having a show with that name. That's a thing. That's at Ye Old Salutation in Nottingham on the 19th of next month.
Fantastic. Do go check that if you are in Nottingham, or if you're not in Nottingham, just go to it. You're not doing anything else on that day.
It's please do.
Yeah, go to it. Wonderful. So your tickets for that are in the Twitch chat, and that is everyone. So let's crack on with the show. So our first round is fake news detectives. This round, each team are going to be given 3 headlines, 2 of which have been published, one of which is one that I've just completely made up, and it is their job to identify which one the fake headline is. So we're going to start off with KHALID's team. So your 3 headlines are: a police officer has been sacked for paying 90p too little for charity Jaffa cakes. Arts University Bournemouth launches adult-only OnlyFans account for erotic artwork. Hang on. Is this... have we got the wrong ones up again? I feel like this happens every... Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. Those are the practice ones. This was entirely my fault. I didn't take the practice ones out. Okay, well, yeah, I'll read out what the actual ones are. Police officer sacked for paying 90p too little for charity Jaffa cakes. Arts University Bournemouth launches adult-only OnlyFans account for erotic artwork. And New Zealand lays off its official city wizard after 23 years of loyal service. I'll pop these in the Zoom chat so you can see them while we work on getting them on screen. This happens every time, and it's always my fault, so I do apologize.
Okay, I think I know which one's false.
And I know one of the true ones.
Well, yeah. Okay. But by working out which one is false, how much are we allowed to confer?
Yeah. I mean, please do confirm. This will be a very boring round.
Okay. So the police officer sacked for paying 90p too little for charity Jaffa cakes. I saw a story about that. Yeah, it's very, very true. And the whole idea that you can be sacked for something like that, as opposed to anything else, just horrified me. But yeah, that one's definitely true. I don't actually know on the other team. I don't actually know.
I heard about
what are you thinking?
Did the shopkeeper try to flag down a bus? Can I just say, I can't get I don't know if you guys experience this, but I can't flag down buses at the best of times.
Also, you've got to be at a bus stop.
Yeah, you got to be a bus stop. Yeah. Preferably during like peak times where you can actually, where there's a reasonable chance that there'll be a bus.
If someone runs for the bus, I don't know if this might just be a London thing, but if someone runs for the bus, it's like the bus driver tries to pull off early.
That's everywhere. That's. I don't know if you've ever seen bus driver training manuals. It's like page 1.
I imagine if someone's running for a bus with a police officer chasing them, the bus driver's not going to be like, "Oh, wait,
Just wait for these.
oh, wait for this one." Anyway, so that one's true. You said, Laura.
Yeah, that one's definitely true.
That one is true. Sorry, what do we mean by New Zealand lays off its official? Hang on.
Oh, sorry, I put half in there. So yeah, New Zealand lays off its official city wizard after 23 years of royal service.
Ah, that is true. I read about that.
So it's the other one. Now I'm wondering if it's exactly 90p, and Johnny's just being an complete arse here.
No,
and it wasn't because I think the actual story was that they put like 10p into a charity box and the Jaffa cakes for £1. And to be fair, he's an arsehole anyway, because you can go and get a 3-pack of Jaffa cakes and Heron Foods for like £1.50. So he was being ripped off himself. You can not sponsored by Heron
Maybe
Foods.
he was one of those really one of those really dull people who, because they said biscuits for sale, and he'd gone, actually, these are cakes, and had done that kind of pernickety thing, you know.
Yeah. And then ask them what they call a bread roll.
Oh, God.
Sorry, did you just start talking about biscuits and cakes and then say picnicky? Sorry.
It's a Facebook conversation, isn't it? For people.
It depends what the charity was as well.
I think the Bournemouth one is false, because I've heard about the New Zealand official wizard thing.
So you're going with the Bournemouth one.
Johnny's tricky though. Johnny tricks you, because that could be that New Zealand hired a wizard. So you have to know exactly.
No, I've heard about it getting sacked.
Okay, just fair warning.
I also like the use of the word loyal, like other cities. He never went off and did wizardry for them in the meantime.
Where was he during that earthquake?
The volcano. Maybe he caused it. Maybe that's why he got sacked.
You know,
Maybe, yeah.
He's protected them from the pandemic.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
Although he disappeared. He took time off to go to the Shire, and he just kind of had enough of it.
Right, so you were going for the Bournemouth one as the fake story?
Yeah.
Yep, you are correct. That is the fake story.
Well done, guys.
So a police officer was indeed sacked for paying 90p too little for charity Jaffa cakes. Because it's all fun and games when you have a history of misogynistic abuse, but stealing a Jaffa cake is where the Metropolitan Police draw the line. And New Zealand has indeed laid off its official wizard after 23 years of loyal service. The spokesperson for the council said it wasn't personal, it's just that wizards aren't cool anymore. Cancel culture claims yet another victim. And no, Arts University Bournemouth do not have an adult-only OnlyFans account for erotic artwork, or if they do, it wasn't started this month. So Tom's team, your 3 headlines are as follows. Hopefully going to be correct, but I may have fucked it up, so we'll see. Algae species with 3 sexes that can all mate with each other, discovered by scientists. It's the correct one. It's fantastic. Parents launched petition to ban Iron Maiden loving principle over satanic imagery, and Rotherham Tesco to ban self-service checkouts after multiple instances of inappropriate use from customers.
I don't know whether I'd want to see what inappropriate use of a checkout is. I mean, the person who does the voice for the self-checkout does have a soft but firm voice that does do something for me, but...
Yeah, the unexpected item is just edging.
Wouldn't mind an unexpected item in my baggage area. It's all I'm saying.
Is it the same voice nationwide, or do they have like regional variants? I've never.
They get really, really slang when you get to certain places. It's like,
oh, you should hear the one in Aberdeenshire, buddy.
I'm assuming inappropriate use means they're being smutty kids, but like that, surely that's like putting a lemon through as like a.
Well,
like,
I think I'm not sure if I'm not sure if this is a specific story, but I read something online where I'm not sure if it was Rotherham, but a bunch of people were arrested because they were putting tellies through as potatoes.
Yes. Yeah. That is inappropriate.
How did that work? Were the tennies like the same weight?
The same weight.
Potatoes?
Yeah, they were those potato-powered
so they're like
TVs.
those big sacks of potato.
Yeah, they were just kind of like, all right, that's I don't know how much a kilogram is. That's a
See-
how many babies is a kilogram? Because that helps. Because I know how many babies a sack of potatoes is. So if you tell me,
Is that common knowledge, or is that just something that you know off the top of your head?
It was when Tom was an intern for King Solomon. So he knows everything about the exchange rate for babies.
oh,
What are the other ones?
So there's algae species with 3 sexes that can all mate with each other, discovered by scientists. And parents launched a petition to ban Iron Maiden, loving principle over satanic imagery.
I think the first one's true because that actually seems quite dull by science standards.
Only 3.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, come on.
We got way ahead of that, yeah.
The triple top spider of Bane that has 5 genders.
Surely there's some freakier algae out there. I mean, is that the best that they can do? 3 sexes?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean it's
That is-
not Al straight.
To be fair, yeah, like my algae knowledge isn't great. Maybe like 3 sexes is surprisingly low for the species. Maybe that's why it's interesting.
Yeah, I was going to say they might be conservative algae.
Sorry, algae.
And like,
The
algae are like little microby dudes. So, you know, it makes sense that they can.
Have they formed some sort of algae bee alliance? That was bad.
That is definitely getting clipped. Algae.
Oh God! My entire comedy career
Yeah.
brought condensed into one
I'm so
incredibly
sorry.
bad pan.
Every time you butt, you'll just get a trailer that'll just be that.
I love that not one of us has questioned whether the petition to ban Iron Maiden loving principle over satanic imagery is questionable. We're all just on the board. That's definitely true, right? That's definitely true.
I went to a Catholic sixth form. Without a doubt, that is true.
I mean, we're all reliving the 80s anyway, aren't we? So we may as well have satanic panic whilst we're there.
Oh, God, it's been a while since I've been in a panic.
No, it isn't.
Actually, but like,
Yeah.
I think it's unfair because the only thing that principal likes about Iron Maiden is flying a private jet. That's the only reason he loves them. He's just keen on taking a jet to the school.
yeah, well, oh no, it's not Bruce Dickinson, is it? That's the.
It is.
Oh, I
It is
thought
Bruce
Bruce
Dickinson.
Dickinson was your bargain hunt man.
Yeah, it's no. Same name. You've never seen them in the same room together.
True.
No, I have not.
And at the end of every bargain hunt, he always gets in a private jet.
Same name, calm down.
Just leaving the winners to spend a $5.
It's one of the new singles is Cheapest Chips of the Beast, isn't it? That's one of the Iron Maiden new ones, isn't it?
Here's the right. The weird thing about Number of the Beast is like sits isn't a rhyme, so anything can be the number of the beast. Like,
Yeah, but Hell and Fire were sworn to be released, so you can't back out of a commitment like that.
The released is a half rhyme with beast, not
Yeah.
so it'll be 118, the number of the beast.
Well, yeah, but you got 666 on a deal.
To be fair, meat feast rhymes with number of the beast. It means nothing.
Large meat feast, the number of the beast.
I don't know.
I mean, they've got a pretty wild reputation, Iron Maiden, but they did write a whole 10-minute song about being scared of the dark. So,
But Peter Gabriel wrote a 7-minute banger about his own penis. It's like anything on the table.
I like
I
you
love
described
Sol.
that specifically as a banger. What great choice of words.
I mean, I love Salisbury Hill. I think that's a great song. I'll defend it to day I die.
Right, I'm probably gonna hurry you. If you actually you want to work towards an answer.
Oh
I
no!
think there's way more algae sexes. I'm down for.
Yeah, Audi sex is fake. Why not?
Algae sex is fake. Your final answer?
Yeah, it's also a Donald Trump quote.
You are incorrect. That one was true. The fake one is the self-service checkout.
Oh,
A new algae species with 3 sexes that all mate with each other has indeed been discovered by scientists. But enough about our panelists today. Parents in Ontario have petitioned to remove a school principal over concerns about his love for Iron Maiden and satanic imagery. To be fair, I'd be concerned as well. Anyone who still listens to Iron Maiden must be well past retirement age by now. I've definitely lost all our audience with that, but tough. And the Roth from Tesco is not banning self-service checkouts, despite the instances of inappropriate usage. So at the end of that round, we've got KHALID's team on 3 points and Tom's team on 0 points. So going into the next round, we've got 1,000 words. This is our picture round, where we're going to be showing all of our panelists some artist impressions by our very own Kentish Izzy. Follow on Twitter. I've not got the link, but I will put that in the chat shortly. There's some pictures from the news, and you have to tell me what the fuck is going on in these pictures. So can we get the first one, please, Sam? Is it already up? I'm not looking at the Zoom. Okay, yep. So image description is this 3 women standing in a row, arms outstretched, joyful expressions on their faces. 1 woman in profile, the other 2 facing the camera. 2 of the women are dressed in black, 1 in bright pink and a floral t-shirt. There are more out of focus figures in the background. Off to the side of the woman on the right is some long brown and bushy hair, but just cut out of frame. So what do you think's going on here?
Ever since ABBA have started recording new stuff, this is the rehearsal footage for Mamma Mia 3. Here we go again with the Winter of Discontent.
I just saw this, and I just saw a group of people about to join my all-time favorite conga line, being led by Chewbacca.
That feeling when the LSD hits and your aunt's insisting on you joining the conga.
I think this is MPs performing a kick line alongside journalists at the Tory party conference.
Is this those dickheads who did the socially distanced conga being really smug about the fact they can do a proper one now?
That's my hometown that did that.
Wait, was that an actual thing? I must have missed this one.
Yeah, it was like, oh God, I mean, it was a year ago, which in pandemic time was like a decade ago. But it was a bunch of like middle class cul-de-sac wankers who like
my hometown, baby.
But like with a rope, and we're just like.
I remember that, and I remember thinking, I'm glad I live in a rough area.
I'm just at risk of like getting mugged or murdered this time. I don't have to. Conga.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's why I like it. Though adds excitement to the walk.
What if it is the rough teenagers who are doing the mugging, though? Who are doing the conga, though? Is what I meant to say.
I would like to ask a question. Whose hand is it behind the person at the very back?
Yeah.
Whose hand is this?
I'd assume someone behind them.
I think it's Mr. Arnold from Jurassic Park.
Not
Mr. Arnold, the security guy.
I mean, I can't confirm that it's not him. I think it's unlikely, knowing the context of the picture, but I don't have any firm evidence to refute that.
Okay. Is it the only 3 members of the LGBTQ plus community that attended the LGB conference? Is that who it is?
No, it's not. This was not in this country as a clue.
Okay.
That ruins my guess.
Is this all the international lorry drivers not giving a fuck?
I was going to say that this is chaos ensuing at an Insulate Britain meeting because they've accidentally glued themselves together.
Right. Any ideas on what this actually is? This is quite a niche one, so I'll be surprised if anyone gets it.
Comment on it.
Did it happen in Venezuela?
Yeah, it's not Venezuela, no.
What about Venezuela?
No, it's not.
Venezuela. Very neat.
Right, yeah, I don't think you're going to get this. So, yeah, what this is a story about a gang of noisy dancing grannies in China who have been silenced by a device that disables speakers. I've not written a joke about this one because, honestly, nothing is funnier than the actual article itself. So here's just an excerpt for you. Across China's public parks and squares in the early hours of the morning or late in the afternoons, the grannies gather. The gangs, is how it's described, made up of mostly middle-aged and older women who went through the Cultural Revolution, take to a corner of a local park or sporting ground and dance in unison to Chinese music, loud music. The tradition has led to alarming standoffs, with the blaring music frequently blamed for disturbing the peace in often high-density residential areas, but many are too scared to confront the women. The dilemma of the dancing grannies has prompted some to seek out tech solutions. One went viral online this week, a remote stun gun-style device that claims to be able to disable a speaker from 50 meters away. Reviews of the item were positive. Downstairs is finally quiet. For 2 days, the grannies thought the speaker is not working, said one on Taobao, China's version of eBay. Great invention. With this tool, I'll be the boss of the neighborhood now. This is not a regular product. It is social justice. There's been reports of the grannies kicking people out of basketball fields so they could have these dances as well. It's fucking amazing.
I mean, it's the blunt take on West Side Story, but I want to see it.
I really want to see it. Yeah,
let them dance.
Yeah,
how long they got?
Live the long life.
I'm in agreement. Yeah.
What are you miss? What, give them 5 years. They won't be there no more. So let them have this. Let them have it. Right? What's wrong with you? Stop being stingy. You got ages left. Okay. No.
Absolutely. I agree. Yep. Okay, so can we have the next picture, please? Okay, so this picture, much easier image description. This picture depicts a woman with a brown handbag and hair up in a bun, standing facing it away from the camera at a blank white rectangle on a brown wall with a cream-coloured frame. What do you think's happening here?
This is just your standard meme format.
Yeah.
World's biggest handkerchief unveiled.
Is this a really average comedian doing a bit about how you can't even say whiteboard anymore?
It's just someone looking at the sky in Manchester every day. Right. Going on.
Look at a picture of J.K. Rowling just looking at J.K. Rowling looking at a painting of all of her original ideas.
Is
delicious.
Is this that new story about the outrage that they filled about aquarium with concrete?
I think I know what it is.
Oh. You're a bit quiet and muffled. I don't know if the mic's come loose or something.
Now?
That's all right. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
I think I know what this is.
Yep. Go for it.
This is the story of the greatest grift and prank I've ever seen in a very long time, where an artist was commissioned quite a lot of money that was given quite a lot of money by a museum to present them with a piece of artwork. Can't remember what it was supposed to represent, but they just gave them a blank canvas and took the money and ran. And it was something to do with they were just making some point about stop throwing money at us. I can't remember.
That is pretty much spot on. Have you any of you got any more gags before we move on? But yeah, that is correct.
Just a bit more fact about it, because I'm obsessed with this. I love this. It was titled "Take the Money and Run." It's this guy. What a grift! Oh, I love it.
Did they get arrested or anything?
They got the Turner.
What?
Oh, I'm glad that you knew what it was, because I just thought it was a woman discovering that she was a vampire.
You've not got any answers so far, Tom, but I'll give you a bonus point for that because I enjoyed that. They pretty much got it spot on. So yeah, this is about a Danish museum who wants the official story is actually about the Danish museum wanting the money back to pay a sum of the equivalent of £61,000 after producing a blank canvas with the title "Take the Money and Run."
Fucking margin in the art world.
Yeah, no, absolutely it is. So at the end of that round, KHALID's team won 7 points, and Tom's team have 1 point, which was mostly out of pity.
Wow.
So we're gonna have
domination.
You know what? I'm used to winning. It's nice to take a break.
Okay, sure. So we are going to have a break now. So if you are enjoying the show, there are numerous ways you can support us. We're an entirely pay what you want comedy thing, organization, I guess. I don't know. It's not official as far as tax purposes are concerned, but we are nowhere near enough money to be even considered for that. If you want to support us, you can do so by any of the following ways in the chat. Obviously, you can subscribe to our Twitch if you'd like to do that. You can also throw some bits to us here, or you can donate. You can sign up to our Patreon for as little as £2 a month, where you will get first access to show tickets, as well as a few other. You get discounts to our merch store as well, or you can do one-off donations to our PayPal. You can even buy some exclusive Blizzard Comedy merch from our big cartel. All the links are in the chat. So please do that, because otherwise we won't exist. So thank you. Let's have a look at what's going on in the chat. Oh yeah, if any of you want to go for a pee now, do it.
Don't need to tell me twice.
I might try and call Satan on 118666. What do we reckon?
Yeah. Oh, go for it. Yeah. Let's go have a look at the chat. Mark Grimshaw says I'm more on board with people using the A in LGBTQIA plus to mean algae than ally. Yeah, absolutely. Socially distanced Congo is basically a tug of war without an opposing team. What a poetic way of putting it. I like that. This is Rosie Duffield looking at this for voters in the 2024 general election. Yeah, this is from the future. You're right. Brilliant. Right, are you giving them a ring, Eddie?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Yeah.
Let's give it a go. 118666. Here we go. I don't know if you can see that.
Yep.
Let's give it a go.
If it's a premium rate number, we're not paying you back for
the
it.
directory inquiry service is not available at present. You have not been charged for this call.
Well, at least you've not been charged for it.
Well, not in money.
Someone lied to us.
118666 got your soul. That's what they say.
Yeah. Oh dear. We shouldn't have done this so close to Halloween as well. Maybe you're not meant to ring it. Maybe you're just meant to read it out 3 times in a mirror.
Yeah.
And it just appears behind you, and I don't know, just like bursts a party popper and fucks off. I don't know. I've never seen the movie. I don't know I don't know what happens after that point. I just know he appears.
Johnny, please, we're dangerously close to me taking this to the bathroom, and Twitch will ban us for that.
Oh god. I can believe Satan to just be a recorded message, an answer phone you can never get past. Yeah.
The greatest trick Devil ever pulled was setting up an answer phone message.
Yeah, no, after being on hold with NHS 111 last week for the best part of an hour, I can definitely agree. Although to be fair, that one's not Satan's fault. That is specifically the Tories for not funding the service properly. But
is it not his fault? Was he not there with the strings?
I mean, I've not checked Satan's voting record as far as the NHS is concerned, so I don't want to claim that he didn't vote for it, but I also can't claim that he did either.
I mean, he is red, which is very confusing signals, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It always throws me that America have got the colours the other way around.
Like, yeah, right.
Yeah. And obviously they're just arbitrary colours. It doesn't mean anything. But we have a new follower. Thank you.
It's me.
It's you. Thank you for following us. Do appreciate it. Yeah, please do follow us if you're watching and not already following us. If you want to get involved in the chat, there is a 10-minute cooldown for new followers, so we can avoid trolls. But yeah, please do feel free to give us a follow if you'd like to get involved.
And in 10 minutes' time, you're going to have the best time.
Oh my God. I'm going to be putting so many slurs in the chat. You don't even know.
Oh, have I made a mistake booking you?
So here's the thing about Dave Chappelle.
Oh, no.
I think that guy's all right.
Wow,
More like
book someone else
more
right
like
now.
alt-right. Hello?
Hey.
Hello? Hello?
No,
you can't really-
Matthew McConaughey, who's alt-right.
That outcast.
The reference that has aged me.
Andrew Taylor says apparently the reason America has the colours backwards is because one network started doing a map with the right colours and the other networks said it was stupid. Then the next section, the other networks all decided to do a map after all and reverse the colours just so it wouldn't look like they were copying the thing they said was stupid. Amazing. It's not particularly funny, but it's nice to learn about.
There we go. I always think it's very disappointing that the Republicans get the elephant and Democrats have a donkey. You know what I mean? Like, at least have, like, a rhino. You know what I mean? Like, a like for like in terms of cool animals.
It's,
You can't address it, though. It's a real elephant.
if Donald Trump comes back with his own party, he's going to get to pick his own colour and animal, isn't he?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I mean, it's going
It's going to be so phallic.
it's going to look fabulous.
It's going to be a unicorn with a dick on its head.
This is the thing about Donald Trump. He doesn't actually realise how camp he is sometimes, does he?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I did see a video of him recently, because obviously he's been deplatformed and everything like that, and people are like, well, what is he doing now? And the last I saw, he is living in one of his golf courses in Florida, attending with all the regular people that are there. And then he gets on stage every night and basically rants for about an hour about how everything was rigged and the election was bad. He's got his own little world there, and people just stand at the back and boo him.
That'll teach him. Go live on your golf course in Florida. Ha! Finally, come on.
As soon as you said, like, he's living at his golf course, I imagined him underground like the Wombles in Wimbledon.
Did they live at...
No, they didn't live underneath Central Court. That's not how the Wombles worked.
No, I know, but like all I remembered as a child was Wombles and Wimbledon, and I didn't realize Wimbledon was a real place. I just thought it was the name of the tennis tournament, so I just assumed that they were doing tennis, but tennis was too hard to animate, so it never really came out to show.
No.
Oh, tennis is too hard to animate, but small little fluffy creatures, that's fine.
Yeah, well, yeah, because none of the Wombles ever, like, none of them need flight rigs or anything like that. Like,
The Wombles wasn't animated.
well, yeah, but it was stop motion, wasn't it?
Are you claiming the Wombles are real?
It wasn't a cartoon, was it?
No, but it was stop motion, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. So, in a sense, they are real. There is a physical Womble somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Oh, plenty. Oh, I know what the next Valhalla post is going to be.
A human Womble?
Something to do with the Wombles.
I feel like America hasn't discovered the Wombles yet, and someone in America is going to discover it, and they're going to lose their shit. I think there was quite a big American actor who was just filming something over in the UK, and he turned on his TV in the hotel room, and it came on with the last channel that someone was watching, and it was Challenge TV, and it had Bruce's Play Your Cards Right on. And he was like, guys, British TV is chaos. Please someone explain what the hell is going on my TV set. This is literally mayhem. And then the Americans found out about Bruce's Play Your Cards Right.
It's on Social Distance Warriors, the show me and Kirsty do. It's whenever we have American guests on, for some reason we always end up on Mr. Bobby, and we just like our favorite thing to do is just introduce Americans to the very bizarre collective pop culture we have in Britain, because like I think like the closest alternative to Mr. Blobby Day you'd have over there is maybe Gritty, but that's really recent.
To me, Mr. Blobby was a result of people taking loads and loads of drugs in the 90s. Because how did he get signed off?
Well, the reason why Mr. Blobby started as a sketch, and it was meant to be this thing that children would absolutely hate, and it was like this horrible, horrible creation. And it's like he's the producers of children's television, because it's like they went for it, and Mr. Blobby's legacy was born.
I just feel like in the 90s, the drugs people taking weren't as strong, so they were able to go to work while on them. and Mr. Blobby came out of it. Let's have this. It's pink and yellow. Sometimes he wears a tie. And what's the general feel? Well, he just ruins shopping centres. That's it.
It's the most British thing, isn't it? That the biggest successes are out of the public spite. You know what I mean? Like, the public have gone, oh, that sounds horrible. Yeah, that's what we deserve. Mr. Blobby. Yeah, let's have that. That's what we want. Whip me, daddy.
That's also getting clipped.
I mean, like, I'm being, like, harsh on the whole Mr. Blobby thing as someone with a Mr. Blobby tattoo, so I can't really speak.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Tom.
I mean, I ironically adore Mr. Blobby, but...
Sam put in the chat for some reason in like a million quotation marks, and they said it's because you never stopped talking about him. So I feel
he never started like that way, and it's just become a gimmick. I don't know how.
At some point, yeah, I'm sure one of the first times you did it was on our very first rehearsal for the very first one of these shows.
Because it wasn't even live. Yeah. Because I thought Blobby Custard was his catchphrase.
Blobby Custard. Oh God. Andrew Taylor says, bring the Wombles into the MCU in all caps.
Yes, please.
Yeah. I'm sure Disney can afford them. The new Blobby Plus streaming service should have its own cinematic universe with Blobby and the Wombles and a gritty reboot of Rosie and Jim. Oh, I'd love a gritty reboot of Rosie and Jim.
Oh, yeah.
And in fairness, Disney can afford absolutely anything they want. The only things Disney don't have is just people don't know. I don't want that much money. No.
Yeah.
Like Disney can afford anything. It's just they can't afford people's stuff.
I don't think the money is the thing getting in the way of Disney buying the rights to Mr. Blobby.
No, I don't think
now that's a stumbling block.
Rosie and Jim, because I used to live on that Narrow.
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
The episode where Rosie and Jim emptied a chemical toilet, or the episode where Rosie and Jim come back from a night out and a load of geese have got on their boat and they have to get back on the boat.
I need to see this.
The episode of Rosie and Jim where the boat breaks down and they can't move the boat for about 3 months, and the nearest bin refuse dump is about a mile away, so they just have to pile bin bags on the back of their boat until the council come and take it away because it's becoming a hazard. That's boat life.
Oh, I've just seen Sam said Tom's poster is ready. Do you want to show that now?
Oh, all right, yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
We've got the Christmas Valhalla Decadence coming up, so as you know, they can beloved icons of our past and mash them up with many things. This is the Chipmunks doing that scene from Office Space, but festively. It is going to be a bender of a show. For the first time as well, the posters have always been very, very popular. I haven't settled the links for it yet. But so we're actually going to be popping these as a pre-order as well. So if you would like to buy one, then it'll be about £3, and we'll just slap it onto our pre-existing poster order anyway. And it means that you can pay for the wonderful acts. And if we ever do Patreon, that's definitely going to involve them, because I've given out so many of them because people like them. I may as well charge.
Amazing. That's really good.
But, you know, we do need to pay our acts. It's Eddie Hurst is an expensive man.
Why is he doing this show then?
Well, he likes you. He does yours for free.
A fun bit of cross promo. Dan Nicholas, who's headlining Valhalla of Decadence, is also my partner in crime with Cultural Comedy Tours. He's the smart one.
He's the smart.
I'm the sexy one. He's the smart one. I don't make the rules.
You're the sexy one by comparison, yeah.
Oh, hey.
No, you're a fine-looking man. said that with my mum for some reason.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I'd be a great mum's choice comedian.
Oh, you would.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, definitely would.
Yeah.
Like, just do Bake Off. Mention your musical comedy. You'll be fine.
Oh, hello. Laura's got some new friends.
Oh, hello. Is that
he was?
Oh,
Uncle
God.
Bulgaria?
That's not Uncle Bulgaria. Jesus Christ.
Is it not? I can't see that.
I'm pretty sure it's the Back to the Future crossover one, Great Scots Bulgaria. I think that's what you're.
Oh, you got something on your shoulder, Laura. You got a bit of something on your shoulder there.
There.
It's not. It's stuck. It's stuck there. It's stuck. Gonna have to wipe it off.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, and I also have the non-original bungle, the ones that people have nightmares from, because obviously that's the 1970s bungle before we got the nice friendly 1980s bungle. Then in 1996 there was a show called Rainbow Days, which scrapped off Jeffrey because nobody really wanted Jeffrey. They wanted the puppets, and we got bungle number 3, and that's bungle number 3. Daylight bungle.
It's
a sight.
Vanished. As soon as Tom and KHALID are back, we can
I'm
resume.
still here. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
Laura, I'm gonna send you a clip of something that I think you'll absolutely love. Called
I'll send you the absolutely horrible Total Recall and Bundle and the other one.
Actually, before we start, I need to get another beer. So back.
Well, I will explain it so it doesn't sound like I'm going to just send a horrendous unsolicited picture. It's oh no, that's okay. All right, well, it's solicited now. Too late. No, it's called Welcome to Poo Corner. That does not actually sound much better than one. But,
worse, if anything.
No, it's a really creepy Disney Channel kids show where they decided to remake Winnie the Pooh, but with live action, sort of semi-live action puppets.
You're going to say with actual poo then? We're just going to remake Winnie the Pooh, but with various stages of feces. No.
It's Winnie the Pooh, but with the effects team of Dogma.
It's Winston the Go-Gotham.
I'm going to have to watch this now.
Have a look. Treat yourself.
Oh, no, I can't because I've got so many tabs open that Zoom and Chrome don't run at the same time.
Amazing. Right, shall we continue?
Once you get past the Grammarly advert.
Yeah, I've got Grammarly. It's all right. Probably because of those adverts. I'm really easy to sell to, though. So
that's good to know. I'll remember that.
I've bought plenty of shit from you. It's like, I am.
I didn't manage the store. I haven't got a clue about that. Right, okay. Right, maybe not yet. Until everyone's back and ready, then we'll carry on.
Oh, Bobby's in the chat. Hello, Bobby.
Bobby's in the chat. Hello, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
Never listen to this while I play Resident Evil because I'm a scared little bitch. Well, fantastic. Hopefully this will be less terrifying. So we need to stop talking about Mr. Blobby for a little bit.
AMA. What does this mean?
Ask me anything, but they haven't put a question with it. So,
oh God, it's got to be cashed in like a Money in the Bank belt.
Yeah, so I will address that once there's actually a question there. But we'll do that. Right, okay, are we ready to carry on?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, let's go. To be fair, that was probably my fault for not making that a text reward, so apologies for that. Right, okay, so our next round is propaganda. This round, each of our guests will be taking on the role as editor for a different news publication, and they have to reinterpret some news headlines into the style of their own publication, with the things they want you to think about things. So we have got KHALID Winter, who is typically British Archaeology magazine. Sorry, Tom B is Lad Bible, equally fitting. Richard Stott has got Entertainment Weekly, just because I find it funny every time I find an Entertainment Weekly thing in my Facebook feed. The website is just called ew.com. Laura Monmouth has been given The Guardian. Eddie Hurst is given Freedom Magazine, which is the Church of Scientology official magazine. And ALLIE MACKINTOSH has got News of the World, who have, for some reason, come back after the phone hacking scandal and going bust in like 2009, was it? I can't remember when it was, ages ago.
6 fingers bad publicity.
Yeah. Okay, so your first headline is Smash Mouth singer Steve Harwell retires from band following troubled performance.
I remember Smash Mouth.
That's definitely how I read every Lad Bible piece.
Oi, it begins with oi, oi.
Smash Mouth. All that potty mouth. Steve Harwell stuns fans with a Nazi salute.
Rock star's career-ending performance turns out to be the result of chronic health condition rather than something far more interesting.
Steve Harwell. Go on, Laura. Mine's not very good.
Steve Harwell retires from Smash Mouth. Is a support of trans rights to blame?
Trans people ruin Smash Mouth.
Oi, I'll smash your mouth.
Everyone's book Scarlet, fucking hell.
Exclusive here, the heartwarming voicemail left by Shrek after Smash Mouth singer announces retirement.
Okay, any more for that? Eddie, did you have one, or did you already do that?
No,
you just got one.
I was able to graciously pretend I was letting Laura say something to cover my terrible day.
Well, now we need to hear it.
Something, blah, blah, Steve Harwell, he becomes a Scientologist. He's joined us, and he's had Thetan levels, whatever.
I'm pleased you've done your research for this one.
Well, the idea that Freedom Scientology Mad Style Guide is just give up. Why?
Honestly, I went on their page, and it's all about the opioid crisis, which is a crisis, but they are not the people to tackle it.
Well, it's hard to do your research. It's all behind a paywall.
Eddie, before we move on to the next one, Mark Grimshaw has redeemed an AMA to ask you what your favourite piece of Muppets media is.
Oh, mate, what a great question. Fuck, how long have we got? We'll finish at 10, right? Oh, well, I can do my top 5.
Yeah, go on.
I like Great Muppet Caper. That's my favourite one.
Capers, I'm in agreement there. I also have a soft spot from Muppets from Space, even though that's like...
Yes! I like that Gonzo gets the stage.
Yeah, I'm really annoyed that one isn't on Disney+. I'm assuming there's some rights thing going on with that.
And Muppets Take Manhattan, because I think that's
Muppets
owned by Sony.
On there. I watched it on there.
What? It's gone on? I've got to go. I'll just be back.
Is that the wrong when they're on a cruise with Jason Voorhees?
No.
No, because of Friday. Never mind.
I think you've made this one up. I don't think that exists. I think you might have had this in a dream, Tom.
On a cruise with who?
Jason Voorhees, because of Jason Statham.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I thought you said Joseph Beuys, as in the German performance artist. What? I love that.
Right. We'll talk more about Muppets in the next break, but let's carry on with this round for now because I have some more opinions. Okay, your next headline: United Nations withdraws Matt Hancock job offer.
Oi, Hancock's funny words.
United Nations withdraws Matt Hancock job offer. Are the trans to blame? I've got an easy job here.
Matt Hancock rejected by UN after being caught kissing head of NATO.
Oi, Hancock rejected from job, but did not reject that hand from his cock. Oi. Not like being a lad.
You're
Is
doing
that
it
part
very
of the headline, or is
convincingly.
that just personal?
It's the sub headline.
Hancock's
Is that the one that's in the little one?
bonus
Like,
office
please.
spotted on Depop.
Just someone at Lad Bible
sorry,
having a crisis
Richard, do you want
of
to say that
faith.
one again?
Matt Hancock's office furniture from Oliver Bonus has been spotted on Depop.
Exclusive. Hear the heartwarming voicemail Matt Hancock left for head of UN after being dropped from job.
Matt Hancock, UN job withdrawn from Matt Hancock following terrible personality test. Because Scientologists do the tests, don't they? They offer them. Yeah.
Thank you for making content more accessible by explaining all the jokes, Eddie. I really appreciate
No worries.
it.
I like to think of myself as the opposite of those no context Twitter accounts.
Just
Too much
context.
No context is my dream Twitter bot.
Matt Hancock has job offer withdrawn from UN, but who cares about the UN? We only care about the JK.
Okay, any more for that one?
UN stands for Uni Noodles. Here are my favourite pot noodle sandwiches.
So I can believe that's on Lad Bible. Okay, next one. Star Trek actor William Shatner blasts into space.
Star
Shatner's,
Trek? More like Star Geriatric.
Oh, hello.
That's a good one.
Shatner's space voyage leaves unanswered question: is pretending to be in space a gateway to actually going into space? And should parents be concerned?
Oi, oi.
William.
Shatner blast.
It's like you've got a buzzer.
Shatner blasts into space, and then there's probably a joke about blasting Shat in space as well. I don't know.
William Shatner blasts into space, decries unisex toilets.
William Shatner boldly goes where we have all been before. As Scientologists, when you get deep enough in, they think that we're souls from space. And that's not even the wildest thing they think.
William
Exclusive.
Shatner tries to find aliens who built the pyramids.
Here are 10 newcomers we'd recast William Shatner as if they do that thing that they did with Space Dogs in Russia where he dies and they give back a new one.
William Shatner experiences weightlessness. Click here for 10 top tips on how to lose weight before the Christmas period.
A heartwarming voicemail left for the aliens by William Shatner.
It would be heartwarming, a lot of slurs.
Okay, any more? No, cool. Okay, next one. DC Comics reveals latest Superman is bisexual in new issue.
Here's 5 glasses he's shad. 1, Catwoman. 2, other ones. Poison Ivy, probably. Harley Quinn, that's a woman in there. Not much diversity in... Oh, Oracle. No, that'd be weird. Anyway, he's straight. Lads.
DC Comics reveals latest Superman. You have read 185 articles this year. Please donate to us so we continue to subscribe.
I hear heartwarming voicemail left for Superman by his platonic male friend.
Superman may be bisexual, but will he tackle the opioid crisis? On this exclusive investigative journalist article.
Superman comes out as bi. We know he subscribes to Entertainment Weekly.
Superman comes out as bi with the fandom claiming, I'm no Superman. Remember Scrubs? Here's our 10 top favourite episodes.
Okay, any more for that one? No, okay. Met Police drop investigation into Prince Andrew's sexual abuse allegations.
Sorry, I got a good one for if.
Oh,
just imagine, like I said, Tom Cruise isn't bi because they love him, don't they? They love Tom Cruise.
Didn't he leave, or was that?
No,
they ain't. So anyway, sorry. Back on to
fine. That's fine. Met Police drop investigation into Prince Andrew's sexual abuse allegations.
I mean, if no one else is going to do it, Prince Andrew gets off.
Prince Andrew continues royal tradition.
Here's the top 2 women who were of an age of consent Prince Andrew has had sex with.
We noticed you clicked not now. You have now read 186 articles this year. Are you sure? Are you sure? We're very poor. We're very poor.
Prince Andrew released. Why not celebrate with this posh breakfast of beans and pot noodle?
Prince Andrew got away from the police for long enough that they dropped the charges. But here are the shoes that he did it in.
Oi, oi. It's really hard to do Prince Andrew jokes and feel comfortable at the same time.
Here, heartwarming voicemail left for the Met by Queen after Sun cleared of charges.
Oi, oi. Sweaty bastard, any?
Prince Andrew's sexual abuse allegations shows why trans women shouldn't be trusted in women's toilets.
Okay, any more for that one?
Something about the Grand Old Duke of York. He had 2,000 charges, marched them up to the top of whatever, and then it came back down. And I don't know, it was all a bit silly.
Yeah.
We don't want any silliness on this show.
I don't know. It's hard.
That's fine. Well, next one. Donald Trump's to launch social media platform called Truth Social.
The only truth that we're concerned with is the word of L. Ron Hubbard. And it says in the headline,
it says kiss, 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 kiss.
It says little asterisks, kiss, kiss, kiss. Asterisks.
Top 5 memes from Truth Social that we only looked at for research, promise.
Claims that he's over Twitter, but Jack Dorsey's voicemail say otherwise.
Entertainment Weekly asked, is Trump's social media service going to be more like Twitter, but hopefully more like Pinterest?
Truth Social reveals Terracotta Army was white.
Any more? Okay, last one. Celebrated female author turns out to be 3 middle-aged men.
In a trench coat.
Celebrated female author turns out to be 3 middle-aged men. Honestly, everyone in the office, they just all came at once when we saw this one.
When will the transgender chaos stop? Female author reveals new they them pronouns.
Celebrated female author turns out to be 3 middle-aged men, which is where she got the idea. Sorry, I wrote on the called Sauron, Saruman, and Gandalf, which is where she got the idea from. We got there in the end. We got there.
Oi, oi. Now we know she's 3 blokes who've actually read them. Here's our ranking.
Richard, did you have one just then? I think I missed it.
I had one I was making up. Might be missing. Here we go. Well-known female author turns out to be 3 middle-aged men. Entertainment Weekly asks, is life a little bit too hard for privileged white men nowadays that they're having?
This isn't a British archaeology one, but could it be celebrated female author turns out to be 3 middle-aged men in spirit?
Celebrated female author turns out to be 3 middle-aged authors.
Arthur Shelby.
In all of you. Which one are you? Take our quiz.
I want to name them. I want all three Arthurs.
Not
I want
Terry.
to. Arthur Terry. Terry Arthur? Arthur what? Come on, Tom.
Wrong.
As these folks that a well-known female author has turned out to be three middle-aged men, we asked the question, is Jeremy Clarkson just Trudy and Susanna?
Oh god. Okay, I'm going to total up the scores for that now. So bear with me. I've forgotten who's on what team already. Professional. There we are.
I love watching you do maths, John.
Thanks. See, unlike a TV panel show, this bit would be cut out, but you're getting the full uncut. Fucking.
All right.
Just giving you a panic attack. What's you doing?
Yeah. Okay.
Honestly, you could say any two numbers.
Yeah, no,
I could just be making up on it. I don't know why.
Or care.
So at the end of this round, Tom's team are on 31 points and KHALID's team on 29 points. So Tom's team are in the lead. It's almost like the quiz ones don't. Yeah, it's almost like the quiz ones don't matter. Actually, knowing things isn't very useful, which is why Tom usually wins, despite not knowing things.
I know nothing, but I write a decent joke.
Yeah, just the one and do it over and over again, but I still enjoy it.
It's a secret to no money in advance success, so you leave it be.
Yeah. Fantastic. So our next game is Gammon Fishing. Sam, I meant to check whether we had the right ones for this. So we've got the one that starts off. Yeah, so I think Intentions is for KHALID, and I do not use any kit is Tom's. Cool. Okay, so this game we're taking some tweets, comments, and quotes from angry individuals and replaced all the nouns with nouns further up in the dictionary. It is the team's job to decipher the comment and work out what it is that has made this person so angry. So we're going to start with KHALID's team. So your quote is... So I think intentions and of covering misogyny is absolutely wrong, whether it's a mango against a wooer or a wooer against a mango. What it meant was, if we're talking about threats below the libertine of pug orgy oil fields of harassment, intimidation, which are rightly criminalized, if we are talking about effectively intentions with a shallot batik, I don't think that criminalizing those souvenirs or threats will deter with the prodigy that we have got at the heave of the Sarah Everard castaway. So, what do you think this bloke's on about? I realize saying bloke gives it away, but I feel like that was probably obvious.
I mean, Dominic Raab.
Yeah.
Let's just say his name.
Well, that's one point for getting the name. Yeah.
Okay. So mango is man, wooer is woman.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm really struggling because I can't take my focus off the pug orgy oil fields because
Just assume he means sun lounger.
Oh no, yeah, pug orgy oil fields it isn't changed. That's just what he said.
Oh God, Dominic.
One thing I noticed reading that is it didn't sound that different from any usual kind of filibustery or like well, what's the word? Just rambling, like to like sound like you're answering a question when you're not.
Yeah, it sounds like 2 a.m. smoking area chat, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Right, yes. So you've got mango and wooer. So what do you think intentions is?
no idea.
Oh, misogyny.
I should know this by now, but are these all nouns?
In theory, yes. I use a free tool to do this. It sometimes picks up words that aren't necessarily nouns but can be. So yeah, in theory they should all be nouns.
Is intentions misogyny?
Intentions is not misogyny. No.
Harassment.
No, it's not. It begins with an I. And I think it's a weird word in the context of the original quote. So
Oh, God, Tom.
you might want to come back to that one.
If we're talking about threats below the libertine of pug orgy oil, no, I'm still stuck on that. I'm sorry. Right. Is the last one catastrophe?
It is not the catastrophe. No,
No, I've gone the wrong
Sarah,
way, haven't I? Case, yeah.
case it is.
Case.
Yeah, that's right.
I've got it the heart of
yeah.
the Sarah
Heart of the
Everard
Sarah
passed away, so work our way back with the problem.
Yep.
Criminalising those. Is souvenirs individuals?
Sections of... It's not sections. Criminalising those.
I've lost the place. Wait, where are we? Criminalising those. No, it's not.
If we are talking effectively incriminate with a...
Incriminating.
Is it incriminating?
No, not incriminating.
So they didn't. So basically, they said that they can't make misogyny illegal because they'd have to arrest too many people. That's the core of the story.
Yeah. That's kind of the gist of it. It is about that. Yeah.
Just don't know what the words are. Criminalizing misogyny, is that?
Why don't people that write this kind of thing use punctuation correctly? It'd be so much easier.
Yeah, it would be.
Also, how can you have misogyny with a woman against a man?
No, you can't. That's
almost like that's been brought up recently.
Yeah.
Alpha.
Are you okay, Tom?
Tom, were you about to let slip an answer there?
I outright let slip an answer, but nobody heard it, and that's fine.
I like how you muted yourself afterwards just to make sure you didn't accidentally do it again.
I know what I'm like.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so bad at these guys.
Yeah. Well, you've got the 2 points for the author and the context.
Prodigy is problem.
Yep.
Debtor. God, no idea.
No.
What's pug orgy oil field?
Okay, I'll give you the 2 points and I'll go through the full quote now. So yeah, the full quote is, so I think insults and of course misogyny is absolutely wrong, whether it's a man against a woman or a woman against a man. What I meant was, if we are talking about things below the level of public order offences of harassment, yeah, I would have been very surprised if you got that, of harassment, intimidation, which are rightly criminalised. If we are talking about effectively, you could tell he was just fucking winging it here. It makes no coherent sense even when translated. Which are rightly criminalised. If we're talking about effectively insults with a sexist basis, I don't think that criminalising those sorts of things will deal with the problem that we have got at the heart of the Sarah Everard case. This is Justice Secretary Dominic Raab, who thinks misogyny is just as bad when it happens to a man or a woman. You cannot make this up. So that's 2 points for getting the gist and also the author. So moving on to Tom's team. Tom, your quote is, I do not use any kit of tabloid injustices in my lighthouse. Whether that be for medicinal pusses, supplementation or footpath. So the igloo of becoming... Oh, sorry, I did that wrong. Supplementation or footpath. So the igloo of becoming inoculated is something that goes directly against the weave that I live my lighthouse. The weave that our sovereignty speaks to us. That little vomit that tells us when something is in alloy or not. That vomit is tender me that I need to make this particular deed right now.
Towards the end, it got very Shakespearean. I like
the
little vomit.
Yeah.
The little vomit.
It is kind. So I don't use any kind of. And I think lighthouse is life. So I don't use any kind of TI in my life.
So much easier.
Injustice is like injections or something.
Yeah, I think it's toxic injections.
I think
it's something to do with vaccines.
No, actually it's not. But I can see why you think that. You are along the right lines contextually, but yeah, not those right words.
Is it? I think vomit is voice.
Yep, vomit is voice. Yep.
And is it inoculations then? Injustices.
No, it is not. No, I'll give you a clue. Tabloid is actually a word beginning with S. Confusingly.
Oh.
So I'll just give you a clue. And like, it's not specifically about vaccinations, but it's that is the context of the entire quote.
I don't use any kind of sexy injuries in my life.
Not quite, no.
Is it medicinal purposes?
That's what I was going to say.
Medicinal purposes.
Oh,
correct,
sorry, Alex.
No. You get
that's fine. To be honest, yeah. I also must have missed that. So appreciate it anyway.
Medicinal purposes, supplementation, or what's the third? What's the third thing that you can use whatever this is for?
Fun. Publicans are there.
It is not fun though.
Is Igloo idea?
Igloo is idea. Yep. You're very good at this one.
Oh, again, so the idea of becoming inoculated, it's something that goes directly against the way that I live my life, the way that our society speaks to us.
Not society. Something a bit more wanky than that. Soul. Yep.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The way that I was being a dick. The way that our soul speaks was that little voice that tells us something in array.
Nope. This might be a tricky one. This.
Okay, so let's skip it. Or not. That voice is telling me.
Yep.
That I need to make this particular dance right now.
No. So close.
Is it deal? Deal?
Not deal.
Or no deal?
No, not no deal.
Because no Edmonds when
yeah.
Remember that before when no.
Did we decide the SI?
What was that, Tom?
Did we figure out what the SI was? The tabloid injustices.
I don't think you have. No.
Was injustices injections or inoculations?
No, it's not.
Is injustice infections?
No. It does begin with IN.
Ingestants.
No. It does begin with ING, though.
It does start with what, sorry?
ING.
Begin with ING, yeah.
English.
Ingredient.
Or ingredients.
Ingredients, that's right, yep. Ingredients.
Any kit of tabloid
is it toxic?
No, it is an S, that first one.
Oh, yeah, you're right, yeah.
Science ingredients.
Not science. No.
What was kit? Did we figure
kind?
So much confidence you know I knew it was a joke answer.
Kit is kind, so I do not use any kind of...
So I do not use any kind of S ingredients in my life.
Yeah.
Synthetic?
Synthetic, there you go.
Oh, well done.
So I think it's just alloy you're missing now.
Yeah, so it was, I've not used any kind of synthetic ingredients in my life, whether that be for medicinal purposes, supplementation, or fun. Was it fun?
No, we didn't get that one, I don't think.
We didn't get that one.
So we did get that one. Come on, guys.
Oh, yeah, oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's two.
Supplementation furlough.
No.
It's going to be something equally wanky because every...
What else do people claim to not want synthetic ingredients in?
Food.
There you go.
Oh, amazing. I'm storming this. You're storming this, aren't
we? So the idea of becoming inoculated is something that goes directly against the way that I live my life, the way that our society... No, it wasn't society, was it? No, it was. The way that our society speaks...
Soul, yeah.
Soul speaks to us about little voice that tells us something is in...
You wanted a kind of wanky hippie word here. That's...
yeah.
Alignment,
yes.
Oh.
my
feel like
God.
Just going for
At the
any
same
wanky
time.
word.
I feel like I can't give you full points because I gave you a lot of clues in that, but
No,
I will
you
give
did as
you
well.
two.
So that's fair.
Yeah. Yep. So, the full quote is I do not use any kind of synthetic ingredients in my life, whether that be for medicinal purposes, supplementation, or food. So, the idea of becoming inoculated is something that goes directly against the way that I live my life, the way that our soul speaks to us, that little voice that tells us when something is in alignment or not. That voice is telling me that I need to make this particular decision right now. And this is from a teacher who lost his job after refusing to get a COVID vaccine because he said he doesn't consume synthetic ingredients, only natural, like viruses. All natural, nice virus ingredients. There we are. So
free range virus.
Yep. So you both got 2 points at the end there. So the positions are the same, but we've got Tom's team on 33 points and KHALID's team on 31. But now it's time for everyone's favourite game, and by everyone's I mean mine, because I do very little in this one. Dickhead of the Month. So in this round, each guest is given 1 uninterrupted minute to make their nomination for the title of Dickhead of the Month. This can be any person, place, thing, or abstract concept. The only criteria is they have to be a dickhead. Who should we go first? Let's go with Richard first. Richard, who's your Dickhead of the Month?
So my Dickhead of the Month, more accurately, will be described as Dickheads of the Month, but you can pick one of them or you can pick all of them. But last week or the week before, we had a tragic murder of an MP in the UK, and it was a really shocking thing to happen. And a lot of my Twitter feed, my Facebook feed, Instagram, and everything like that, quite left leaning. And with this guy being a Tory MP, I thought it was a bit dickheadish of everybody out there saying what a terrible thing it was, but caveating that they didn't agree with his politics just before they said that, as if that they were going to be worried that just because they said it's terrible what's happened to this MP, I feel so bad for him and his family because this murder has happened. By the way, I'm not a Tory, don't worry. I thought that was the most infuriating thing that I've seen for so long, and it just wound me up. I did say something about it, but I think if you are one of those people out there who did say, just caveating that I didn't agree with his politics, but it wasn't very nice that he got stabbed to death, I think that's a bit of a dick. That's me.
Yeah, that's your time. Pretty much spot on. Well done. But yeah, it's just interesting to caveat that I'm left wing, but I also think murder is bad. That's
it's even if it's someone who politically doesn't agree with me, but is fairly moderate,
Yeah, absolutely. Nice one there. Okay, let's go with ALLIE next, because you're the next one on my Zoom. Who's your Dickhead of the Month?
So my Dickhead of the Month is a bit more personal. It is the concept of doing LGBT training as an LGBT person. I am on a teacher training course, as I've said, and this month I had the very weird experience of being in Zoom with 300 of my other course mates doing training on LGBT issues. And whilst I think that's very important, when you do get 300 of any people together on Zoom, and especially when you're talking about LGBT issues, you're just going to get at least one person wishing to share their views about transgender people and exactly what they think about the idea of transgender women going into toilets, giving me the idea of someone going to do a poo in a public place, obviously incredibly offensive. And so leaving me in the awkward situation of either correcting this person and fact checking exactly every single claim that they've made, and also outing myself to the entire course that I'm on, or staying quiet and letting them be a dickhead unchallenged. So generally my dickhead goes to doing LGBT training as an LGBT person, and my specific dickhead goes to the one person in the Zoom chat who decided that it was this day that they were going to have a fight with me, and that was my strangest experience of the month so far.
Absolutely. not the funniest one, but also a very important point. So I feel like I can't mark you down for that. Yeah, I'm lucky that I've not had to have that yet, and a large portion of my team are somewhere on the LGBT spectrum, so that is nice. But yeah, that absolutely does not sound like a fun experience. My heart goes out to you. Okay, Eddie, who is your Dickhead of the Month?
Oh, great, sure. No, yeah, I'd love to go for Dickhead of the Month now. Yeah, thank you. What's not like a genuine hate crime I've got to follow up?
Hate crime,
No, I'm ready. Look, guys, it's October. Halloween, the spookiest month. And there's one person who I think every time Halloween comes around, we can all agree pretty easily they're a real dickhead. And it is, of course, Michael Myers. If you look what he's done to them kids, not bad. Absolutely not bad. You know what I mean?
He was so
And the thing is, he was a dick since he was a kid. That's hard. I rest my case.
I was going to say, like, you've got another 20 seconds, but I'm happy to stop out there if you're done.
Oh, hold on. What the?
Okay, I'm docking points for that, but I can't disagree that Michael Myers is a dickhead. Fair point. Thank you very much, Eddie. Laura, who's your Dickhead of the Month?
Picture the scene. It's 1987. It's a school day. It's an enjoyable day. It's a sunny day. Somebody comes up to me and says, "Put that scarf in the toilet." I look at the scarf. I look at this person. I look at the scarf again. And I go, "Sure. Why not?" I went and put the scarf in the toilet. Didn't flush, which is fine. Didn't flush. Somebody bursts through the door behind me, pulls me away. "What are you doing?" "I just did something that I was told to do." I was 6 years old. I learned a lesson that day. Fast forward 34 years. This week I discovered that the teacher that burst in on me may well have been in possession of various illegal material. So, Mr. Richards, from back then, 34 years ago, I still remember what you did to me.
Thank you very much, Laura.
Such a serious month.
That was a roller coaster.
I thought me choosing a fictional serial killer would be too much, but
I will point out that Mr. Richards just got in the paper because he committed a driving offence. I don't know what you're all thinking of.
Oh dear. Okay, Tom, do you want to follow that up? Who's your Dickhead of the Month?
My Dickhead of the Month is boomer music teachers. And I really hope this isn't the one time my mum chooses to support me, because I'm specifically talking about my mum. My mum is a music teacher for primary schools, and while the education system in general is resorting back to that of a haunted waxwork museum of Victorian ethics, there are still some monikers of progress within curriculum. And one of those is that children from the age of reception now have to be exposed to musicians and music which has come from queer sources, which I think is fucking wonderful. And my mum has taken great issue with this because it means she has to go out of the way and find it. And she's like, and it's such a difficult conversation to have as well. I was just like, well, what do you mean? She's just like, well, how do I tell a 6-year-old about trans people? And it was just like, you don't. You just play them the music. Go, this is all right. Leave that to settle for a bit. They have a little dance, it's fine. And then they hear that music 10, 15 years later, and they find out about the composer, and they find out about that, and you plant the seed of knowledge. That's your job. It's not your job to educate a 6-year-old on things beyond their comprehension. It's just to go, this is good. You'll get it when you're older, I guess. And then she was just like, but like, the stuff I've got is fine. What if it's not good? Like, just because it's queer, it doesn't mean it's good. I was like, well, you've clearly never been to a Blizzard show because we're all fucking fantastic.
Hey, just like read my blog. Thank you for sucking up to get bonus points at the end there.
No, I'm just saying queer people are naturally funny.
Well, thank you. Full points to Tom. Okay, last but not least, KHALID, who is your dickhead of the month?
So my dickhead of the month is all the people who get mad when there's a casting that isn't just a straight white man. So James Bond is the most famous one, isn't it? Like, we talk about Idris Elba. Like, oh, James Bond is white. You can't have a black James Bond. But so I think, I don't know, I want to do a deal with white people. There's some white representatives there today. I realized this has not gone well for my people in the past, doing deals with white people, but I'm going to go ahead and go for it. I don't think any of you have got muskets, so we're going to go for it. So basically, you can keep James Bond, but we get Jesus back. That's the deal. That's because you ruined Jesus. Jesus was peace and love. You guys took him, painted a cross on your chest, and just started massacring people. So we want Jesus back. We're going to take him back to the original Jesus. He's a cool guy. He just wants to help people. And then the other one that's happened recently is, I don't know if you guys know about Indiana Jones. So Phoebe Waller-Bridge is going into Indiana Jones. And they're talking about she might take over as the main character in Indiana Jones. And people are mad at that. They're saying it's not realistic. But I would say, what is more realistic than a company trying to add diversity by exclusively hiring a rich white woman?
Fantastic. That's your time. Thank you very much.
You die, basically.
Okay, brilliant. What I'm going to do, gonna quickly put this in a poll to chat. I've already assigned my scores, but I'm gonna open it up to have some democratic weight as well. So,
oh God, it's like a gone show.
I know. Assuming I can do 6 responses, it's only giving me 5 boxes, so that might be a problem.
I think ALLIE should win because she's the only one who had to actually deal with a dickhead.
That's very true.
I have to live with my mum.
Yeah, you never deal with your mum.
Years ago.
I should have done it for Dickhead of the Month back then. Then you could have got.
We're talking about getting like a new James Bond and who's going to be the next James Bond. My question is, why do we need another Bond film? I feel like I don't even hate it or anything like that. I just don't even think Bond fans want another Bond film at this point.
We're good.
It's just like they're running out of synonyms for vagina for him to say in a funny way. So it's like it's past its peak.
I don't understand. with Indiana Jones, I don't get it. Why crack on with that? Like, and also just cast Chris Pratt, get on with it. You know what I mean?
No,
like, why are we kidding ourselves?
In every movie.
It has to. No, it has because he'll be fine. He'll be fine. But just if you want it, you're gonna have to get.
General beliefs aren't fine, and I want to watch the film.
Yes, sure, but it's going to be a crap film, regardless. It's not going to be great.
They should go left field and just cast like Danny Dyer.
Yeah,
hilarious.
I thought you were going to say Danny DeVito, and honestly, that is
Danny DeVito would be amazing.
Thing with me, just imagine Danny DeVito in anything. I drunk and I started tweeting at the Royal Shakespeare Company. Just a lot. Just saying, cast Danny DeVito as Lear, you fucking cowards. And both the Chuckle Brothers were still alive as well. I was like, I want to see Waiting for Godot with the fucking Chuckle Brothers. Cast them, you bastards. Never happened.
What a fellow with Lenny Henry.
Okay, I had to remove Dickhead to get past the guidelines. I also had to remove the word turf. And I had to change KHALID's to just white people. But that's so.
Where's the line?
Yeah.
I mean, it was going in that direction. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I could only put a maximum of 5 on, so I'm just going to do by groups of 3. So I'll do another one. But while this is going, we're going to go on to another break before we announce the scores for that. So if you want to give us money, I will put links in the chat on to how you can do that. And I need to do a poo, so I'm going to go do that now off camera.
Oh,
You're on camera.
well, you're missing out on a lot of tips.
Tits.
Tips.
Tits.
What tits? I don't know. I don't know what the exchange rate on Twitch is. I don't know what. I don't know how people do it. Oh, that's a great. Have fun in Pooh Corner. That's excellent. That's a lovely little joke there.
We're finally getting the in-depth reasoning for your top 5 Muppet.
Oh, Muppet Talk.
Oh, sure.
I've been waiting.
Sorry, just
this entire time.
Yeah, no, I am on. I'm gonna make a break.
my headphones cut out of sound every now and then, and that's happened now. Are we back? Oh no, they're back. Back to complete
I'm
silence.
muted. I can hear you.
Oh no, there we are. So should I go through my top 5 Muppet media?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, number 5 is Muppet Racers, which was a terrible game, really bad game. But it was just fun.
Muppet Racists.
Yeah, Muppet Racists. It was a terrible game. It was a board game. I don't understand why it happened. It was like when Crash Team Racing came out. Loads of other companies during the PlayStation time made their own games. I remember Flintstones had like a weird bowling game hybrid, and there was a Muppet Racing game that was great. Loved it. Number 4, I think, is Muppets Haunted Mansion, the most recent one. It's niche, but I like it. I like that you have to have been on a ride in a particular area of the world, because it's based on the Disney Haunted Mansion ride, not on like a film or anything. It's based on a ride, and a ride is in a very static place. It's like if you did Mr. Blobby's Oblivion. It's bizarre. Like what was that? So 3, I guess, is probably. Hi, Richard. Just to catch you up, we're on 3 of my top 5 Muppets media. It's what everybody wanted, I'm sure. Number 3, I think, is the Steve Martin episode of The Muppet Show, because I just think he really got the brief. You know, not every episode of The Muppet Show originally do they get it. Sometimes they're confused, which is fine, but he really nailed it. 2, it's going to be Muppets in Space. Gonzo's my boy. And I'm glad he got the limelight. And of course, we all know that number 1 is Great Muppets Caper, which I of course bought on VHS from Morrison's. And so changed my life. So that's it. That's it.
I think this was either Sesame Street or it was a Muppet Show. But there was an episode where they had Cindy Crawford on it. And Kermit was trying to crack onto her. And that was my sexual awakening.
That sounds like Muppets Tonight.
Yeah, probably.
Which was, and actually, I'm going to have to revise all my top 5 because, of course, there's Kermit. Have you seen the clip of Kermit in the big suit from Talking Heads? And he just performs completely straight. He just performs once in a lifetime.
Oh, wonderful.
Incredible scene.
It's a work of art. I saw that.
Yeah.
Made me think, Khalid, when we were talking about Jesus.
We are very similar.
Oh, yeah. I've had this idea for a while and I've started messing around with it, but it's sort of, maybe it could be a sitcom, but it's just a little show about Judas just getting progressively more fed up with Jesus, but like not even for proper. Like Jesus is just like a messy bitch that annoys him all the time, and he's like, "Where's Jesus?" Oh, he's run off to the desert to think about his feelings and stuff. He's like, "Fuck yeah."
It's like a disgruntled, like the classic sitcom for like 2.5 children.
Like, being a disciple. He just thought it was like joining a little drinking club. I just thought it was a boys' club, and
I mean,
he gives him off to the Romans, and then he's like, "I didn't know they were going to kill him." I thought they were just going to tell him to shut up, stop telling him everybody was a son of God.
If you leave
eye rolls.
If you leave for 40 days and 40 nights, you've definitely not paid your 20 pieces of silver rent. That's a fact.
I started messing around with it a bit. Like, he's just healed a guy. He's just made a guy walk again. I've had acid reflux for 2 years. He's done nothing. Just be a great way to play it. He's the character that's not looked at enough, I think. You know, sat at the Last Supper, like, one of you is going to betray me. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. I am going to fucking do it. I'm really fucking bored of this. We followed you around for years in the bloody desert, and you're sitting here saying we're going to betray you. All right, you've got this coming.
That is good. I don't know how like precious they are about doing religious stuff on TV and stuff.
I don't think here in the UK it's not too bad, is it? It did used to be.
It definitely used to be, but like we've obviously had stuff like Father Ted and Rev and plenty of stuff which is
Father Ted was really controversial, and that's why it's technically a British production, because it's hat trick. Because they couldn't get Ireland to
Really?
Yeah. Dermot Morgan.
Dermot Morgan, yeah.
Yeah. He was already banned from a bunch of channels in Ireland for just being so controversial with his stand-up and stuff.
Ah.
And just really winding up the Catholic Church the wrong way. Yeah.
I had no idea. That's cool. That's a really cool fact.
Yeah. I think I was a big fan, so unfortunately it's written by a twat.
we don't know who wrote it, do we? That's the tragedy of Father Ted. There's no credited writer for it, is there?
Yeah, no, it's just it was Alan Smithied.
Yeah.
But I had a DVD of it, and there was talk about the making of it and how it got kind of put together and stuff like that. And yeah, Dermot was an absolute wild man. I think some of his appearances on the Late Show and stuff like that, just like, yeah, it was a proper liability.
I always found it weird that Dermot Morgan didn't smoke just because Father Ted smoked so much.
Yeah.
Right when you find out that Steptoe was actually a bit younger than he looked. Like, what?
Didn't even have a son.
Oh. I was always fascinated by the fact that they hated each other when I was younger. I don't know why. It was like, oh, it doesn't count as showbiz gossip if it's in the past. Just showbiz history, isn't it?
Mm.
Showbiz history.
Showbiz history. That's Entertainment Weekly.
The guy who played the smoking man in the X-Files didn't smoke either. He had special prop cigarettes that went so fucking awful he could never get addicted to them. Good fact.
Yeah, they were like they were horrible herbal cigarettes. Yeah.
Okay, I've no idea how the Twitch poll feature works. I can see it's closed, but now I do not know where to find the results for it. So,
all right, I won.
ALLIE won. Fantastic. Okay, so we'll give. Okay, so I'm going to give ALLIE 7 points. Do you remember who came second on that? Cool. Okay, yep. So gonna give. Yep. So ALLIE's getting the full 7 points. She's on Tom's team. KHALID gets 3 points.
I don't know why I'm celebrating this, because it sounds like a fucking awful thing that happened to ALLIE. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm celebrating.
Oh, I'd have won.
Okay, yeah. So
anything for 7 points.
It makes it all worth it.
At the end of that round, Tom's team are on 41 points and KHALID's team are on 34 points. So Tom is getting a lead, but there's still everything to play for in the last couple of rounds, as if the points remotely matter, but we'll see. Right, what's been happening in the chat? What have I missed? I had quite a long poo, sorry. I was having fun in Poo Corner, Gray, the thing. Thanks for that. Well, this is going to be a long break because under the new rules, Johnny has to go find a river to shit in. What rules are these? Is this a reference to a joke I made? Because if so, I apologise. I've already forgotten it. Yeah, Muppets. We were talking about Muppets before. Yeah, so...
Johnny, baby, you missed it. You missed my top 5.
Oh, fuck so. Well,
I was so excited about it.
Honestly, if that's not in the highlights, then I'm going to be...
Yeah, it's fine. I can rewatch it.
Please don't put it in the highlights.
No, got to go in the highlights. Like literally, we applauded at one point. There was
you were spraying your top 5 and all was just silently nodding, just going, "Oh yeah, no, that makes sense."
I watched the 2011 reboot movie the other day for the first time.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was okay. That's all I have to say about it. It didn't feel like a Muppet movie. It felt like a movie that Muppets were in.
Yeah.
Thing.
This is, I think. Did you read that interview with Frank? I'm aware that this is meant to be a comedy show, but did you read the interview with Frank Oz about the Muppets recently?
No, I don't think I did.
It was really good. It's quite sad, but it's about how he's not really involved in them anymore, because one of the big things is that the Muppets now is a lot about the characters of the Muppets. So whereas actually it should be as much about the puppeteers doing it as the Muppets themselves. And you just don't get even I really like the Muppets reboot, but it's not. At no point is it but these guys are doing a great job, aren't they? Fair's fair.
No, I think what
he's nailing Kermit.
Yeah. Well, because this James Bobbin directing and Brett McKenzie doing the soundtrack, so it is good, but it doesn't feel like a good Muppet movie. The music is really good, but it's not Muppet music. And I think that is exactly it. It's even Frank Oz.
It's not as goofy as it should be. I
don't even know if maybe it's
Muppets is very tongue in cheek.
Yeah, I think it's maybe a bit too. I don't know if sarcastic is the word. Kind of, I don't know. It lacks the heart of the Muppets, I think, is what it is. And I think it is very much because it is just kind of about the characters rather than about the whole holistic experience. This is riveting content, thanks. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure a decade after its release, we finally
cracked it. I don't plan on watching Muppets Most Wanted because Ricky Gervais was on the poster, so I assume it's part of it. Yeah, so I don't plan on watching that one.
What's that one they did, which was like The Office, but with Muppets? Because I liked what I saw of that, but I didn't see much.
No, don't do it.
Oh, okay.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Nope.
Don't upset yourself.
What film would you like to replace?
I like how you know it would really upset me if it wasn't good as well. So I appreciate that you know, Tom, you'll be upset.
Okay, before we start, Bobby has asked us out of all of us who would win in a fight. So I guess we should answer this and we'll carry on.
Eddie Hurst.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
can't find it. Something behind his eyes.
Yeah, I mean, I've never fought any of you. It definitely wouldn't be me. I would be in the bottom tier, if not right at the bottom.
Yeah.
Eddie, can you just do the 1920s boxer stance a second? I want to see how that's going to work. It's just going to work well with the tash.
Yeah.
What you want?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, there we go.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, Eddie's one. That's
who'd have known that Victorian strongman was my comedy voice.
You finally found your clown.
Wonderful. Okay, let's crack on with the show because we are running slightly behind, not as behind as usual though, which is a miracle. So next round is the great debate. So enough joking around because that bit was full of jokes. This next time we're going to be debating the serious political issues of the day, and we are being joined by 6 of the most available people to give their thoughts and help answer the difficult questions that we can't trust anyone else to do. So we are today going to be discussing the issue of anonymous social media accounts and whether that should be legislated against, and how social media platforms in general should be regulated and operating to prevent abuse. So we are joined by, we've got KHALID Winter as Mark Zuckerberg. We have Tom B, who is Cher.
Hi.
Richard Stott, who off his recently started social network is Donald Trump. We've got Laura Monmouth from Anonymous, and sorry, I shouldn't have said her name really. We've got someone from Anonymous, Eddie Hurst. We've got, who is your friend who hasn't spoken to you since high school and is definitely not trying to get you onto a pyramid scheme. And ALLIE MACKINTOSH, who is a BreadTube vlogger. So, first of all, thank you all for joining us at such short notice. I appreciate this. So, we've got a big issue to discuss today. So, let's start with opening statements. Let's start with the CEO of probably the biggest social media empire today. We'll start with Donald Trump. We'll go with Trump. First of all, what do you think about the issue of anonymous accounts and cyberbullying online, and how would you go to act to prevent this in future?
There hasn't been any cyberbullying. It's all fake news. It's
the fake news.
It's coming from Russian bots and the Democrats who say that it's happened. And there has been people that come out and they say that they've had mental health problems because of cyberbullying, but these are crisis actors, just like the kids at Sandy Hook. It's all crisis actors. The crisis actors. It's not an issue. The reason that I was thrown off Twitter illegally was because they knew that I was going to expose the results of the election, which was rigged. It was rigged in favor of Marxism. So, I've now opened my new one called Truth, and it's going to be completely unregulated.
Wonderful, absolutely, yeah. Fighting the famous Marxist Joe Biden from the Democratic Party. Wonderful stuff. Well, thank you. Some very insightful information there, and some interesting claims that we'll come to in a little bit. First, let's move on to the up and coming social media tycoon, Mark Zuckerberg. Mark, what are your views on the issues of anonymous accounts and cyberbullying on social media? How do you think we should tackle this issue?
I'm going to be honest with you, Johnny. None of you are anonymous. I know everything. You humans will not be able to withstand when the rest of my lizard race comes to Earth and takes over. So good luck with that. But officially, we don't keep any of your data. And it's all good. It just so happened that thing that you were talking about randomly with that person just showed up in a Facebook advert. That's just pure coincidence. Pure coincidence. We don't keep anything. I'm not a lizard, and Biden is a Marxist, which I support, of course. And I will not be building
Mark
a
is
spaceship.
short for Marxist Zuckerberg.
Yeah, exactly. Marxist Zuckerberg. That is my name. I will not be building a spaceship and moving to Mars. That is definitely not a plan. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Thank you very much. Interesting take on that. Actually, yeah, it was. I don't feel like we need to investigate that any further. I think the fact that you've so transparently said that you don't keep any of our data is good enough for us. So
and if you do, I'll just send your mum an article and and she'll shut you down. So there you go.
Fantastic. So we're also joined by someone from the I don't know what to call them. I was going to call them cyber terrorists, but they're not really cyber terrorists. But we've got someone from Anonymous here as well. So I've just heard from a reliable source that you are in fact actually not, as you say, anonymous on Facebook. So first of all, how do you feel about the issue of anonymous social media profiles, and what do you think should be done, if anything, about this?
First off, I would like to Mark Zuckerberg, you realize that we are anonymous. We are so anonymous. We live in basements, but nobody knows where.
Listen, Steve.
Do not start on me, Zuck. I know your details. But apparently, it turns out...
Steve, I know that you watch cartoon porn.
Those rumors have never been substantiated. I am immune from any laws. I shall keep posting the truth. Zuckerberg cannot stop me. Twitter cannot stop me. I'm leaning over, talking into a mug. It's quite painful. That's the truth.
Well, thank you very much for that. So we've got a few more social media consumers on the panel as well, to hear from the kind of the less official side as well. So we've got ALLIE, who is a vlogger on YouTube, who is a leftist vlogger on YouTube.
My head around Twitter. What is BreadTube?
BreadTube is just leftist YouTube.
Okay.
That's just a colloquial name for it. Which, if you'd let ALLIE answer my question, you would have known.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's fine. Just interrupt me. It's fine. We're not pressed for time. So ALLIE, just opening statement. What do you think about the issue of anonymous accounts and cyberbullying on social media, and how do you think this should be addressed by the governments and the owners of these platforms?
Yeah, it's lucky that you're bringing this up, because I'm working on a video that's going to be addressing these issues, and when it comes out next summer, you're going to be able to see my full opinions on the matter. But I think one thing that hasn't been considered is the potential loss of income that individuals such as myself might have if people can no longer use really stupid names to subscribe to my Patreon, so I have to read them out in the credits of my YouTube videos. Honestly, at this point, that's half of my income. So I think that would be a real shame. And also, I think anyone who thinks that removing anonymity from the internet is going to stop me from ratioing every Ted Cruz tweet is honestly dead wrong.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, ALLIE. Also, do absolutely go check out our channel. Looking forward to seeing that video. We'll just carry on the debate until that's live, and then we can dissect that afterwards as well. So we're also joined by who should I go next? Okay, we're also joined by the amazing pop star Cher. Cher is infamous on social media for being the best at it. So if anyone's going to know how to address this issue, it'll be this person. I'm sure she's got a lengthy statement prepared to get us going on this issue. So Cher, what do you think about anonymous social media accounts? Should there be more done by the platform holders to clamp down on these, or do you think it's an integral part of internet freedom? What are your views?
I don't think that people should be doing their cyberbullying with cyber. Bully people in real life. 5 fire emojis.
Inspiring. Thank you very much, Cher. I'm also joined by someone called. We're also joined by Eddie, who I'm not actually sure why he's on here. But do you want to just give us your opening statements about this issue? What do you think about this?
Yeah, of course. Sorry, it's so great to be here, Johnny. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, I know it's been a while, but I wanted to get in touch with you because I remember you were so cool at school. I just wanted to let you know about. I've got this like supplements, and they're so good. They'll make you feel hot. Like they're really great. So maybe I could put you down for like £50 for the first month. That's a good
this isn't
deal.
an ad you need to say.
Sorry?
This is an ad. This is an advert. You need to say it's an advert. That's social media.
No, it's not an advert. It's just trying to get somewhere, you know?
But if we're
It's just
declaring
passionate about the
advert,
product.
if we're declaring adverts, I must say that all of my arguments are brought to you by Squarespace. Just a few clicks can help you publish your dream website. Use code ALLIE at checkout for 10% off. Just while we're getting commercial interests out at the top.
Squarespace comes to share social media.
Squarespace.
And I think
fire emojis.
I think that's all great, and because I use Squarespace to tell the world about this great product I've got. It's these supplements, and it makes you feel so good.
You could actually sell and use that information, that brilliant information, the lovely stuff that you're trying to spread to people. I think it's lovely what you're trying to do. You could join Truth and your premium membership, and your premium membership, get everything. It's just £50 a month. Just to
that sounds great. Hold on, I need to sell some idiots some of these supplements, but once I do, I'm on.
No,
what do you think, Johnny?
There's no
your mic was on then.
and we just turned.
Sorry, what? Hello.
Well, sorry, Cher. I think you were saying something and interrupted you. Do you want to? Weigh in?
I've lost that interest.
Very much, Cher. Thank you.
Is that in or out of character?
Okay, so we've had Stephen Small you. So I think I want to dig more into what the strategy should be for social media platforms to deal with, whether it's anonymous bullying or very out in the open bullying. So this is mainly directed towards Mark Zuckerberg and Donald Trump, but anyone do feel free to weigh in. So yeah, what I mean, you've already kind of touched on this, Donald. I believe you said you weren't going to be regulating the platform at all, which I think is a bold statement. Whereas Mark Zuckerberg just said that he doesn't know anything about any of us. So. Do you want to just elaborate a bit on...
I very quickly need to interrupt you to tell you that the Australians have been training kangaroos to launch an offensive on Fiji. Anonymous out.
Okay, thank you for that update. So...
Can we repeat the question? I think it was a bit of a...
Repeat the question. Yeah, so just what do you feel like the responsibility of a social media platform is when it comes to bullying and preventing possible terrorist action?
The responsibility is to not be a loser. Don't act like a loser, and you'll be okay in my books. It's up to everybody, regulate themselves. I believe in the people's common sense to be nice to each other and do the right thing. As they
just write that down.
The building in January, they were left to their own devices, and only one woman was shot dead, and that was actually by the Marxists as well. That they did the bullets.
The bullets.
But that's what happened. That happens when people can come together. Great things can happen, and it got stopped by Marxists and losers.
So your advice to any platform holders is just to not let Marxists or losers on it, and then it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Mark, do you share that view?
I lost interest as soon as you said "do the right thing" because Spike Lee once told me I couldn't act.
Yeah, well, you voted Democrat and you said that the Republicans' dream was white supremacy. So to me, you're dangerous.
I don't care. Who are you? You're not. Oh, you're that lad from The Apprentice. Okay.
So Mark, did you have any other thoughts to add to Donald's statement there?
What was the question again?
So Donald thinks that the best way to avoid these kind of cyberbullying issues is to just not have Marxist or losers on the platform. Is that a similar approach to what Facebook adopts, or do you have a different approach?
Do Marxists and losers buy stuff?
A lot of them, yeah.
No,
I love Marxists and losers.
I
want to buy anything.
Marxist Zuckerberg, that's what they call me.
Yeah.
think Marxists largely buy Nintendo merchandise. I think that's the target audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, add that to the algorithm. Not keeping or using anyone's data. No, absolutely not.
I'll be honest with you, Johnny. I'm above these human squabbles. I will be off soon with the rest of my lizard people. Me, William Shatner, Jeff Bezos, and then you'll all die in a burning inferno as the climate is destroyed by us. So,
I'm going to say,
but officially, I don't know anything about you, and things are great. Keep clicking on those ads.
I just want to add, with all the billionaires going to space to set up,
You're not invited, Donald. You're not a real billionaire.
No, this is what I was going to say. I don't want to go because once you all leave, I'll be the richest man on earth.
Breaking anonymous news.
Set up you.
The music for Sonic 06 contains subliminal code which makes people replay it again and again, Johnny.
That is definitely not true. I have not picked it up since my one attempt at playing it, but unless it's like after the first level, the subliminal music message starts, in which case I'm clearly just not good enough for Sonic 06. Fair enough. Okay, so this question's more to the users of the platform rather than the parents of them. So do you think that restrictions on anonymous accounts would be a danger to your rights and your freedoms of expression? Open question to the panel there.
Yes, absolutely. People don't need social media to be their mum. They need me to be their mum. 5 woman emojis and that sassy whale one.
The sassy whale one.
I have a serious concern about if we're all using our real names on social media, because, I mean, let's say hypothetically that a YouTuber was to come out as transgender in maybe 3-4 months' time. Would we all be using our legal names, or how long I mean, this hypothetical person got to wait in order for that to happen? Or
okay, yeah. I don't know if anyone can answer that. We've not got Google here represented today, I'm afraid. So unless either Donald Trump or Cher wants to buy them in the next minute.
If they let people use their real names, then I can finally find out the location of Sonny. So it'll be okay.
What's your real name?
Cher.
Sounds like a communist name.
Che Guevara.
Stuff.
Anonymous wishes to answer the question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
For anonymous shall stay anonymous. We shall not be regulated. We shall continue telling the truth to the people. Bruce Willis is a ghost. Anonymous out.
Wonderful. Okay, we're getting on a bit, so I'll start wrapping this debate up. So just, I guess just like the last kind of open question is, if restrictions were to come into place, how would be the best way to enforce this on social media platforms? Would that damage your businesses? Would that damage the user experience? How would you feel about that?
As long as people are buying my memoirs, we're getting on a bit, so let's wrap this up. I don't mind.
The only
5 emojis of a book.
Yes, Donald?
The only thing to do if anyone tries to restrict anything on truth, even if I got to bring in restrictions myself, I will have to, my hands would be tied to take to the streets and storm my own offices to arrest myself. And hold them to justice as I'm, what am I, 75 now? Sorry, I've lost my track of. Yeah.
And of course, your hands to be tied with a cotton and thread because they're so little. Remember that emoji of an orange?
You know what? Just said something really funny if I was in my. Watch my special. That joke will be funny in retrospect.
The last word of Anonymous on this matter is Anonymous will not be silenced. We shall continue to speak the truth to the people, to the repressed. Mom, get out of the fucking basement! Sorry, everyone, I've got to go.
Turns out Anonymous was named Laura. Okay, wonderful. Cher's just run off.
Johnny was at the door.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, well, thank you very much for that. Okay, we'll finish that there. I do not know how to score that. I think you all did amazingly. I thought Richard's Donald Trump was really good, except that he let people finish before speaking, so that was less realistic. But otherwise, that was really good. Who does the chat figure give points to? I'm just delegating all my responsibility to you now. I think. I'm going to weasel out of it and give you all equal points, which means we'll do nothing interesting to the score. So you just all get 3 points. So at the end of that round, KHALID's team on 43 and Tom's team is still in the lead with 50. So moving on to our final round now. We were meant to be finished by now. Apologies for overrunning, so we'll get through this quickly. This is things that would be funny if they were to happen, but unfortunately they have not. This is a game that does not appear on any other show of this format. It's definitely ours. Where we're going to be giving some topics and scenarios to the teams, and they have to come in with their funny suggestions, and then we'll just give points for whoever we find the funniest. So the first topic is bad first words for William Shatner to say in space.
Wait, why am I wearing a red shirt?
I heard Laura's someone else speak as well.
The Earth looks flat.
One small step for man, one giant tweet for the woke Twitter mob.
Now I'm finally in space. I can say what I really think about you, George Takei. Oh, wait, what do you mean we're coming down? No!
Space. Wait, how'd that shit go?
And I think
we were going back in time to when I was younger.
You damn dirty apes!
It's Dalton Heston.
Okay. Any more for that one? No. Okay, next one. Things you wouldn't see in a Squid Game. Bear in mind, I've never seen Squid Game, so I will not get any of these references, but someone probably will. There we are. Sam will get it.
Good English actor.
In a whole Squid Game, there's not a single smartphone in sight, just people having fun like in the good old days.
A squid.
Yeah, doesn't look like a squid.
Disappointingly.
British Bulldog because it's banned in playgrounds.
Can't have anyone getting hurt.
A little spinny wheel with the numbers 1 to 10 on it.
I don't know if this makes sense, but just like somebody singing 24601, you know, but does that do anything for anyone? Yeah? No?
I didn't get it, but it made Tom laugh. Oh, sorry, go on, Richard.
One of them complaining to the guards that they're gluten-free.
Speed runs.
Fuck. Oh.
Maybe colour coordination. It's a maximalist nightmare.
For a place that requires all of their workers to wear masks, there's surprisingly few angry tweets about it.
maybe like
and the mouth is fine.
Maybe like a Western audience sort of seeing what it feels like to have your culture presented in quite a stilted way that doesn't get the nuances of your society, rather than just slagging off those 4 random actors that were cast. You know what I mean? Like, maybe not blame the individuals, maybe see it as like a structural thing, like culturally it doesn't translate. I don't know, that's just me.
Regardless of what the boomer memes tell you, communism.
Okay, any more?
Pogs.
Oh,
Well, let's see some pogs in the chat.
Blizzard Pogs would be great. If you did Blizzard Pogs, that'd be so good.
right, that's going to be all of our patrons' Christmas present sorted. Just get some Blizzard Pogs.
Amazing.
Okay, next one. Unlikely things to see at the LGB Alliance first annual conference.
GB people.
Single, concise Twitter bio.
Tolerance?
Yeah.
One person with some rhythm.
Comedians who are funny.
Sorry?
Comedians who are funny.
To be fair, Jen Ives was there. She's good.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jen was there.
Yeah.
Confused patrons of the Let's Go to the Beach Alliance.
A bunch of middle-aged white women suddenly deciding they've all been massive Dave Chappelle fans.
I love it when he says ridiculous.
Any more on that one? No, okay, last one. Cut lines from Dave Chappelle's Netflix special, conveniently.
Is it redonkulous?
Hi guys, are we well?
I'm just going to do 30 minutes and we'll do the meat raffle.
I'm going to move this out the way so you can see me.
Oh, by the way, guys, I didn't actually mean any of that stuff. I was playing a character at the time.
That's what we call a callback.
As a comedian in the 90s, there was such a focus on doing comedy that felt like we were saying an objective truth that it kind of went to our heads, so that now we feel like we're arbiters of like what the world actually is. And the fact that we live in a world which isn't just one single viewpoint really confuses me and upsets me. So I'm going to take out on them. It's not funny, but it's not wrong,
yeah,
is
it's
it?
Very true. It's fine.
I like
a point for it. It's fine.
I like a long boy. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, it's terrible. They actually cut an entire section of his children's character, Dave Lapel.
So the other day I was watching this Netflix stand-up special by a transgender comedian.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
They also removed all the copyrighted content in the adverts when it was the advert for Dave Baby Bell.
Are you okay, Tom? Do you need to lie down?
I feel horrible. I don't like doing these. They make me ill.
He's got a bald head because he's actually called Shave Chappelle. I heard that he loves techno music. Rave
Don't do abseiling as Dave Rappel.
when he dies, he'll be in a grave, Chappelle.
At the end, he says he's going to stop comedy and he's actually going to go into woodworking. Nave Chappelle.
He's got a
Got a brand new
private jet.
patio that he's putting
Dave
in.
Propel.
Does he when he's a carpenter, does he use his lathe, Chappelle?
I think he's actually secretly gay, and he's into bears. He finds them in a cave, Chappelle.
This has become things that rhyme with Dave.
Yeah. Yeah. I can actually see why you cut all of these jokes with special, to be fair.
But for every member of the LGB Alliance, he is their fave, Chappelle.
When he's in Dungeons and Dragons, when he makes his character, his favourite weapon is a stave, Chappelle.
I feel so bad for starting this.
Hard-hitting fucking political satire here on Physical Podcast Avalanche tonight. Saying things that the BBC are too afraid to broadcast.
Like Rave Chappelle.
Rave Chappelle. Okay, are there any more before we do the final scores?
The BBC are not
Dave
brave,
Chappelle.
Chappelle.
But anything?
I just can't wait. I just can't wait for his comedy special to repeat on Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Oh, I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good.
It feels dirty, doesn't it?
Okay, unless anyone's got any more, I'm going to top up the final scores now. So while I am doing that, I've got too many windows open. While I'm doing that, just remind you, if you have enjoyed any of what we've done tonight, I'd say all of it, but some of it has been shit. But if you've enjoyed any of it, we are here the last Monday of every month, and we are entirely pay what you want. Show, as indeed on most shows on Twitch, to be fair. I don't know why I clarify that. But even when we're not on Twitch, we are pay what you want. So if you are able to donate some money to us, either by throwing us some bits, subscribing to us, donating to our PayPal, or joining our Patreon, or buying some Blizzard comedy merch, we would really appreciate you doing that. It allows us to keep running these events. Without that, we cannot run these events. We cannot book the great comedians, as you've seen today. We will not have 5 solid minutes of Dave Chappelle puns that don't say anything meaningful. Without your money. I'm not selling this very well, am I?
I was going to say, yeah. I'm literally in a pun book coming out next week, and I'm the only one that stayed away from the puns. No.
Don't sell your product.
No.
Oh, wonderful. Right, I'm going to
Very
send...
brave Chappelle of you.
Oh, fucking broken.
Don't make me replace my face here with a picture of him, because I fucking will.
Okay, I've just sent Sam final score, so while she gets them ready, those are the ways you can donate. We also have a Blizzard Comedy Discord server if you'd like to join that. There'll be a few of us hanging out in the after party chat as well if you want to just have a chat with some of us. I'll be there because I've got admin to do, so that'll be exciting. I'll not be very talkative on there, but other people usually are. Hang out with some of our patrons, audience, as well as comedians. Maybe not these ones. I don't know if they're coming or not. I've not invited them. They've not been good enough. No, you are invited. So that's where you can join that. And we have a live show coming up on the 8th of November featuring Erica Ayler, William Stone, Kath Motherley, and Alex Stringer. That's at Gulliver's Northern Quarter in Manchester. I'll just pop a link for that in the chat now.
Erica was on Frankie Barr's show today.
Fantastic. Yeah,
but was she on Blizzard tonight? That's the real question we need to ask ourselves.
She has done this show before, to be fair. So,
God damn it!
did like our second ever one, I think. So yeah, you can.
Yeah, way before we got you, Eddie.
Yeah, we do have. We do have plenty of tickets available for that, so you can book them in the Twitch chat there. Okay, let's do the final scores now. So, despite an early lead, KHALID's team have finished on 65, but Tom's team have won it with 86 points. And
high five, guys.
I think at least 20 of those points on both teams were from Dave Chappelle puns. Wonderful. So yeah, thank you very much for joining. Our next stream is on. So we stream this show on the last Monday of every month. Our next one is on the 29th of November with some people. So we've got. I've got them here. So yeah, we're joined by Marie Goulburn, Sophie Collins, Catherine Mather, and Will Preston, as well as Katie Mitchell and Bobby Jones. So yeah, do go and follow us so you can be notified when we go live for that, or just follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well, where we post about this stuff non-stop, so you will not miss it. We also do occasional ad hoc other streams as well. And we will be chatting on this show the news events of November, including Donald Trump banning himself from his own social media platform for breaking the terms and conditions, Greta Thunberg collaborating with Fred Durst to combat climate change, and Smash Mouth recruiting Phil and Salima as their new singer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see some of you in the Discord. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.